Last time on Roll With Me, we met Wolfgang, Denier, and Osmo, three men who for various reasons found themselves in the town of Amber Glade. Their paths crossed in a magical tavern known as the Wandering Weasel. This merry venture was cut short, however, as Terran Slump, the head of the town guard, ordered every able-bodied person to the town center. They were greeted by Lieutenant Caneswall and conscripted as a defensive force for the Immortal Empire. They found themselves in the same squad, led by local hero and braggart, Garrick Brightscale. It wasn't long before the team was tested in battle as they came to the defense of young Toby Smith and his dog, Sergeant Snips, as they were being attacked by two bears. Garrick, having come up short in the fight, returned to camp with the bear meat as the party went off to help Toby find a medicine woman deep in the Fallwood to help him find a cure from his ailing mother. Deep in the woods they found Maggie, or as the local villagers call her, the Hexwood Hag. She was an awkward woman and had many cats, but she helped little Toby, and our heroes escorted him out of the woods to safety. They returned to camp to find that Garrick had taken full credit for the bear hunt, and as is tradition for the hunter of big game, that night he dined on the beast's heart. To add a little insult to injury, the heart of the second bear he gave to Slump and the lieutenant to share. We pick up our story as our heroes slumber. You stir a little as there's a small hurried commotion in Garrick's tent. The dragon man seems to curse under his breath as he makes a mad dash towards the latrine. Maybe it's karma. You drift back to sleep with a little sense of schadenfreude. As the sun begins to peek over the horizon, you're awoken by the horn. It's much chillier than you're accustomed to, especially to Osmo and Denier, who've never even ventured this far north. The brisk autumnal air is refreshing. However, as you begin to break down the camp. You notice Garrick still hasn't quite made it back.
Wow. Asmo is gonna creep. I would like to do a stealth. Asmo's gonna creep along because he saw him running away, so Asmo's gonna stealth.
All right, go
13.
ahead. Getting a 13 in stealth as you, I'm assuming heading towards where you saw him crawl off to?
Yeah, I'm gonna crawl in the bushes towards the latrine.
All right, you're sneaking through the field. There are a few trees around here for you to hide behind. Let's see if either of them notice you while they're in their plight. Nor he. All right, yeah, as you crawl over there, you notice, like, you see down the line in the dug ditch that is the latrine, there's Garrick just kind of sitting there crumpled over, holding his gut, just, oh, God. And the lieutenant is there as well. Meanwhile, Mr. Slump is, kind of like starting to hobble towards camp. Yeah, they're not having a good morning. You're not sure what it is. Maybe it's the fact that it's cooler air than usual. Maybe it's the fact that the wood they used on the campfire was a little wetter than they'd like, but they clearly were not able to cook those bear hearts the way they needed to be cooked.
Yeah, those bear hearts were not good.
No, I'm guessing not.
Again, I just pretty much Asmo just slowly slides into the bushes. He's just giggling at what he sees.
Yeah, as you return to camp, you see a very uncomfortable Commander Slump standing there. Just, excuse me, everyone! He takes like a deep breath. Due to unforeseen circumstances, oh God, we will be delaying our scheduled marching time. You are to have this cat packed up and ready to march in 2 hours. Dismissed. He starts to hurriedly waddle back to the latrine.
Oh man.
And we know what this is from, right?
You're aware, like, based on the fact that they are the only three that ate the bear heart, you're thinking that this might be some just desserts.
No. The dessert would have been creme brulee.
That would have been nice.
Leave it to stupid, bloody traditions to hold everything up.
Why wouldn't they actually cook the heart properly, though?
Because they're stupid, Osmo.
Come on now. They are our commanding officers. We have to be a little bit more respectful.
We have to be a little more respectful. Don't tell me.
Oh, come.
You're the last person I want to hear that from.
I'm being sarcastic. You know that, right?
I know, but still. Bad joke.
I'm gonna go get some food. What won't poison me?
Asmo just simpers off to the kitchen. Is there a kitchenette?
There's basically like a campfire, which, you know, people have just been using to cook up using their own, like, you know, makeshift pans and stuff like that. You can see somebody there. There are a couple of people there. One of them's trying to fry a little bit of bacon over a freshly started fire. Another one is just kind of roasting some old bear meat on a stick, like some of last night's bear meat. People are just using their provisions and making themselves some breakfast by the campfire. And a lot of people, hearing they have an extra 2 hours, just kind of went back to sleep.
It's like, oh, fuck it, rolling over.
Yeah, you guys have been marching for like 8 hours a day for 3 days straight, and a lot of people are tired. A lot of, like, you can tell by the camp, a lot of people are still kind of nervous about what they're heading into, because you got like about half a day's march to the
Asmo
fort.
would like to ask. Asmo would like to ask around if anyone knows why they're going and what they're going up against. What should I roll for that?
Well, honestly, if you just kind of head up to the campfire and start making busy and just making open conversation, there's not really a roll for that. Just start. You sit down. There's a.
I do that.
Yeah. There's a man and a woman sitting there. The woman is trying to fry some bacon. The man is roasting some bear meat.
Be careful with that bear meat.
Yeah. I see the captain, and yeah, they don't seem so good.
No, they bit off more than they can chew, literally.
He gives you a bit of a nervous smile as he continues to try to roast it. You can tell this man's a little uncomfortable about you. You seem to have you're not sure why, but...
Why are you nervous? It's because I'm a snake.
Not at all, sir. It's just you got a bit of a reputation about you for starting some trouble, but you's here, and...
I was a little bit mad because I got conscripted into an army against my will. So, you have to forgive me. I didn't deal with it the best I could.
I feel you on that one, sir. I'm just happy that Master Garrick's here. You can see him just kind of give off a nervous smile as he continues to try to cook his bear.
No, he's not here. He's actually over there.
And I gesture at the latrine.
Well, yeah, I hope he'll be all right. He's a
when you
good
follow
man.
that much, well, when you follow that much shit, it might take you a long time to get it all out of you.
Who are you to talk about Lord Garrick like that?
Just a critic. Just because someone seems good doesn't mean they are always.
Weren't you the one that Master Garrick busted for his little highwayman job?
See what I mean? Just because I seem good doesn't mean I am. Watch out for that bear meat. Also, you know where we're going, by the way?
Yeah, we're heading up to the wall.
Yeah, but like, why though?
I don't know. I hear rumblings that maybe there's just some brigands up there that, you know, the hoity-toity noble folk they just don't know how to deal with, but...
Well, no. You don't just conscript a bunch of random people, including the likes of me, on just a whim. No, it's gonna be something else. Something they had no choice but to conscript.
You can see this man is visually getting more worried as you're talking about this.
I just smile. I smile my golden teeth.
But don't worry, we'll be okay. You have Master Garrick to cover you.
I wink and I walk away.
Uh-huh.
Does a snake
wink? He winks.
It's like I wink.
He's got two eyes.
Sideways. It's like sideways.
Yeah, you leave him. He's kind of like... He's hyperventilating a little as you leave. You have unnerved this man.
Good. Excellent.
So yeah, you guys have 2 hours to basically... I don't know, you can go into town, you can go do whatever you want for...
There's a town nearby?
Yeah, Fallwood Barrow. It's the place you camped right outside of.
All right, I wander back to the boys, and I go up to Denier and Wolfgang.
We got 2 hours, and looks like our commanding officer, or looks like our CO is up shit creek with not a paddle to be seen. We would go in town and see if we can gear up a little bit better.
Well, I don't need any more gearing up, so I know what I'm going to do. And I pull out my lump of silver that I got from the giant's bag. And I'm going to start making bullets.
All right. Unfortunately, without a bellows and without proper heating technique, there's no way you're going to be melting that silver over a campfire.
Okay.
Hey, Wolfgang, how you gonna make that? Whatever you're trying to do, I think you need something more than just a campfire. Maybe a forge that could be in town, where we could gear up. I'm gonna go. You're both invited to join me.
Before you go, I have a proposition for you. I know that you have a tendency to acquire certain things. You have a certain set of skills. Should you acquire...
You've noticed.
I just do a little. I put my feet together and do a little bow.
Indeed. Should you acquire anything that you expect to be magical, bring it to me, and I'll tell you if it's magical or not. That way, a merchant doesn't try to mess you over on the price tag.
I appreciate that, but I can tell you the one magical thing we have is our wonderful relationship.
And I wink again and walk away.
Ugh. I'll keep an eye on him, make sure he doesn't get in any trouble.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to do that. What do you think killed that ogre out in the woods yesterday?
I had to hazard a guess. Probably the hag.
She doesn't seem the type.
Well,
she did warn us of the woods, and that they're dangerous.
I wouldn't put it past a forest hag to be in control of some powerful magics.
Do you think that if we tell Garrick that there's a healer in the woods, that he'll go into the woods and seek her?
I don't know. Probably.
Perhaps an idea for later.
All right. So you all head into town?
Yeah, I'm gonna head into town.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, it's not easy to it's not difficult to see from where you are. There's some woods off to the west, and you can kind of see some smoke billowing from the northeast a little bit as you head into town. It's a very small town. Like there's maybe 10 buildings here, and almost all of them look like they form out almost all of them look like they're some type of home. Is there anything in particular you're looking for? You mentioned
Gear shop, any kind of general store.
Okay. I'd say that it's not very hard. Like this town is like literally a one road town. You find a smithy, but it looks like it's been a few days since it's been used. You do remember that men from here have also been getting conscripted. However, outside of the smithy shop, let me see. Oh yeah, from what looks to be a horse stable, you hear a loud "Boof, boof." And,
is it who I think it is?
over the stable, like the dog sits up, and you see the same giant Saint Bernard face of Sergeant Sniffs.
Sergeants. Oh shit. Is the boy here too?
Barf, barf, barf. He starts wagging his tail and just like hops out of the. It kind of makes its way out of the stable and walks up to you, Wolfgang, and he's just like wagging his tail. Barf. Meanwhile,
hey there.
Yeah, he just kind of hops around by you. The door opens. Sergeant Sniffs, keep it down. Mum is trying to. It's you guys! Little Toby's eyes brighten as he sees you, and he runs up to you.
Hey, looks like we found you. How's your ma doing?
Oh, she's doing much better, sir. I see the color returning to her face. She still ain't woken up, but I feel like if I keep giving her the medicine, it'll work.
Yep,
Here, you want to see? He kind of like gestures you like towards the building.
Yeah, let's take a look.
All right, you go inside. It's dark in here, a little musty. He's clearly drawn some curtains over the window. In the bed, you see a relatively young woman, probably in her mid to late 20s. She's kind of breathing haggardly. She does have some color in her face, and she has a rag over her head with a bit of water on it, trying to keep her cool. You see, she's doing much better than when I left her, and she's, well, I don't know when she'll wake up, but she's gonna be fine, right? He just kind of looks up at you.
I'm gonna
Gives a bit of a
stroke my
smile.
beard a little bit. And I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
Around the area where the woman is, the only thing that looks magical is the quarter-empty jar of what looks to be paste that the boy had, that you received from Maggie yesterday.
So her sickness isn't magical in nature, then.
The sickness is not magical in nature. She just seems really weakened. You do also notice that anything else in the area that you might be looking at, there is a tome in Danier's pocket that is glowing, and a rock in another pocket that seems to be drawing your magically attention.
Well, I'd say your mother's going to be just fine. Just keep giving that medicine to her like the old lady told you, and she'll be right as rain.
I just hope she gets up soon. I'll miss her so. It's hard taking care of everything around here.
Don't worry, she'll be fine.
Can I do a medicine check to examine her
Sure.
and try to determine what kind of sickness she has?
Sure.
That's a 20.
20? Yeah, she's definitely down with a fever. Specifically, you're not entirely sure what this is, but it seems to be some type of flu. She's just not in a good condition to handle it. You also notice that she's, with your medical check, you also notice that she's about 4 months pregnant.
Oh shit!
Well, given the medicine that we know from Maggie and the medicine check, is there any way that I can determine that she will make a recovery, or
You think it's going to be a little bit, and you're not sure about the baby because you're not exactly that familiar.
Toby? From what I can tell from all the medical books that I've read, and there's very few in our village,
There's like one.
it looks like she has a flu. Now,
What's that, sir?
it's a sickness. It's commonly passed around, but does she know that she's pregnant?
Moss? What's that mean?
Yes!
It means that you're gonna have another baby brother or sister.
There's gonna be another... I'm gonna have a baby... I hope she gets well soon then, because she's got to take care of it. I can't do it myself.
Well, you're gonna be the big brother, so you're gonna have to learn.
Oh. He starts looking real nervous.
I know.
Don't worry.
I know, but Sergeant Sniffs will be able to help you out. Seems like a smart dog.
And then if Dahl come back, maybe Dahl will be able to help too.
Absolutely, that's what fathers are for.
You can see he's like really nervous, like a little excited, but a little nervous, and he's just like really scared that he's still scared that his mom's not going to wake up, and there's not a whole lot assuaging that.
I lean over to the cat man. You took a look at her. Is there anything else we can do for her?
With the way that she looks, she's got a fairly good chance. I'm not sure about the kid though.
Yeah, you believe that medically there's not a whole lot that can be done outside of magical means to really set her up right.
All right. Maybe see if there's a cleric in the camp.
That's unacceptable. Okay, stand back.
Take a step back.
I'm going to touch her forehead and going to use healing hands.
All right, as you reach out and press your hand against her forehead, Toby looks a little concerned, like, oh, are they still testing her or something? And then as your hand begins to glow a radiant light, his eyes widen. And healing hands, like, go ahead and click that ability for me real quick.
Yep. Healing hands.
As an action, you touch a creature, regain a number of hit points equal to your level. Okay, so she regains 2 hit points. As the energy glows forth from her head, it glows into her body, and her eyes shudder open. And the boy just kneels down like, Mom!
What the hell?
Like, Osmo's behind in the door looking in. Jesus!
Mom,
College
you're
gave-
awake!
College gave us a start.
What? How
Ma'am,
long
are you...
have-
Ma'am, I need you to calm down, alright?
Okay.
You've gotten...
Mom! Toby runs up to her and just throws his arms around her as she sits up. Oh, Toby. Little Toby, too. Oh.
Ma'am,
Starts
you
stroking
were-
her head.
You were very ill for a long time.
Thank you, but what just happened? Who are you?
My name is Wolfgang Connolly, and we were conscripted to handle a situation at the wall. We came into town. Toby told us that you were sick, so we helped him grab you some medicine, and, well, I stopped by just to see how things were. You weren't looking too good, so I, used a little bit of, sparkly magic on you.
I wish there was anything I could do to repay your kindness, sir. Thank you so much. So, you've been conscripted like my husband, then?
Yes, that's right.
She's just kind of like holding Toby and stroking his head as he's like literally just open mouth, like sobbing into her. When you're up there, would you mind looking out for him?
What does he look like?
Well, she looks down at Toby, who's got some kind of like dirty blonde brown hair, very much like the boy. But you know, he's strong, he's rugged, he's handsome. She kind of smiles to herself, but I'm afraid he's not much of a fighter. I worry about him.
Well, if I see him, I'll be sure to let him know you're thinking about him.
If there's anything we can do to repay you, just please name anything. Just you can use our house. We have a place to sleep if you ever need it. My husband, he's a smith. He'd be glad to help you when he gets back.
Don't mind me, but how long ago was he conscripted?
Oh, I'd say about maybe 3 nights, 4. I don't know. It depends. I can't remember how long I've been, asleep.
Oh, I think that's crazy. Wait till Daenerys tells you what happened. What's up with you?
And skulk outside.
I might actually take you up on that, seeing as you have a forge.
Well, it's always welcome to you, gentlemen. Thank you so much. You're our hero. And Toby, like, kind of looks up from his mom and kind of, like, grabs you by the coat and just kind of tugs on you. Mister, is you a god?
No. No, I'm just a man.
He's a man.
Yeah, as you leave the house feeling prideful, feeling happy with, you know, the situations that unfolded, but as you're walking back out of town, you realize, you know, nobody's here to work. There doesn't even seem to be a shopkeep. You hear the voice of young Toby. Wait! Misters! He's kind of waving at you.
Turn back.
I just wanted to give this to you. You helped us out so much, and I just... Well, it's not much, but it's real special to me. And he holds out a rock.
I kneel down and look at the rock. My detect magic is still active, so I'm gonna examine the rock.
It's glowing. It's lucky for me, and it does a neat trick. Here, wanna see? Alright.
Sure.
Sergeant Sniffs, ready to play fetch? Woof! He throws the rock, and it goes flying off into the distance, and Sergeant Sniffs just starts booking it after it. And then a second later, you hear like a tick in the distance, and book, the rock pops back into the boy's hand. It's a good trick. Mr. Sergeant Sniffs will be out there looking for it for a few minutes, but it pops right back into my hand.
Interesting. Some sort of blink rock, then.
I guess so, sir. Here, you want to try? It works for whoever throws it.
Yeah, sure. Let's see. And I take the rock and I huck it off into the distance.
All right. You throw it off into the distance. It clatters against a tree, and as it lands on the ground, a second later, boom, right back in your palm.
Very interesting.
As I said, it's nowhere near enough to thank you for everything you've done for us, sir, but I wanted to give you something.
Well, I would never want to see a child separated from their mother, so it's on me, kid. But thanks for the rock.
He kind of smiles. Sergeant Sniffs! The dog just kind of barfs and walks back to him. Arf, arf, arf. Looks a little disappointed because it couldn't find the rock.
Barf. Barf.
I will say that before Denier leaves the house, he would inform the mother on what's going on with her, what he determined medically.
Yeah, she's aware. She knows that something's been a little up and she's felt some stirring down there. But it's not too much of a surprise. You've just kind of confirmed what she had already assumed, and it's quite possible that the flu, along with the knowledge of that, along with the imbalance of things, is what caused her condition. But
Just
thanks to you guys, she is right as rain.
Just imagine. Man, did you know you're pregnant? I'm what?
What?
Oh, that explains that.
Even worse, don't tell my husband.
Oh no.
Alright. But yeah, you guys have concluded, unless there's something else in town you want to try to look for, it doesn't look like there's many people here at all. It seems that any able-bodied person like yourselves was already pulled up north.
Are you going to use that smithy to make your bullets?
Would I be knowledgeable enough to use the forge on my own?
I mean, you could roll yourself an intelligence check real quick, just a general one.
Okay. Intelligence. That's a 9.
I mean, you put the rocks in there, and then you light them on fire, and then you... I mean, how hard could it... Oh, man, no, this is a little more complicated than I anticipated.
I just fire the bullets.
Is there any chance that I can help him with the book knowledge that I have? Or is this way out of my...
I don't think he would know how to craft bullets, seeing as...
Well, more like using the forge.
Smelting metal, I don't know, like you can... I don't think that would be something that you would have studied in particular.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm gonna limit that one to just like the one person who wanted to craft checking.
Right. Think I'm gonna find Toby's father before I do any smithing.
Sounds about right, and who knows, maybe there's a smithy up at the fort.
It could be.
You still got a little bit of time if you wanted to check in anywhere else.
I guess while they've been doing that, Asmo tried to find if there's any bar at all.
Yeah, there's a place that looks to be a tavern, but it's definitely closed far too early for any patrons, and who knows, maybe even the keeper doesn't even, maybe the keeper's even been pulled.
Asmo still bangs on the door. Just... Hello? Hello?
Ah, damn it.
You hear a voice. You hear a voice from a window. It sounds like it's coming from a older man. Ah!
Hello?
A head pops out of the window. Ah!
Hi. When does it open up?
You're a snake. This old, kind of empty-eyed man just kind of staring at you. He seems to have 3 teeth total.
Yes, you have to go back to sleep.
Ah. He just kind of leans his head slowly back in the window.
Oh god, this town is nowhere.
Yeah, you are literally in the boonies. You are at the absolute fringe of the empire.
Ah, god. I miss the big city. Oh god, I miss it so much.
Just dragging his hands down his snake face.
Yeah, it's really annoying up here. Not only is it way colder than you're used to, it's probably in the, I don't know, high teens Celsius. But yeah, you're not having a good time. There's nothing cool here in this town. There's nobody.
Oh my god,
The woods.
Just rubbing my chin, just muttering to himself.
If I run away, how likely they're gonna catch me? If they catch me, they'll beat the shit out of me. Not in a fair one-on-one fight, which I'll always win, but, God.
Do I see the guys at the forge trying to figuring it out?
Yeah, you see Wolfgang just over there. It's like, okay, maybe if I rearrange the wood.
Let's go, this town
And
sucks.
he just kind of like, knocks it aside. Nah, fuck it.
Yeah, this town sucks, let's leave.
Alright,
Leaving, goodbye.
Yeah.
Walking past them.
you guys going with Osmo?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, why not?
All right, you start to head out of town. The only other place you could think you could possibly go is back into the woods to see Maggie, but that's if you wanted to.
She's fine. She's pregnant.
Now I'm gonna have my own time with Maggie eventually.
All right. So you make your way back to camp and just start breaking things down.
Yeah.
All right. You break things down. Eventually, like you see everybody else doing so too. Some people wake up a little bit later and start hurrying through it. By the time you've finally broken things down, Slump, Lieutenant Kane's Wall, and Garrick have all returned, and you guys
How
begin
close is Garrick
your
to me?
march north.
How close is Garrick to me right now?
He's a few steps ahead of you as you're walking in platoon formation.
Wow, sure. What a shitty morning this morning was, right?
He just kind of grumbles a little.
I get it. Because they were shitting their britches.
Yes, they were.
He kind of turns. You guys are beginning to like kind of march forward. The road is starting to get a little less paved. Like you can tell that not nearly as many people travel this. The trees are starting to get closer into the sides.
So, Garrick, are you high enough? So, do you even know what we're fighting against when we go up here? Everyone's
No.
saying it's a bunch of brigands. They wouldn't even tell you. God, it must not be that important.
Either that or it's extremely important.
All
right.
Further.
All right.
Further.
All right, I get it. I deserve it. I'd
Perish
like.
the thought.
I just like to apologize for my behavior yesterday. He kind of like looks around to like the three of you. Look, when we came across that boy and those beasts, I froze. I trained my entire life to be a hero, and I froze. But not you guys. You jumped in. You jumped right in. And I'll admit it. For the first time in my life, I felt jealous, I guess. And then when I finally snapped to, I decided to, know what? No, fine. I'm going to throw a spell at him. A spell that I'd barely even begun practicing, and it blew up in my face and I humiliated myself.
Are you telling me you've never seen battle before that moment?
Oh, I've seen battle, but not like somebody else purely in danger kind of battle. The point is I humiliated myself and I let my pride take control, and for that I'm sorry.
Well,
And you. He looks over at Osmo.
Smile. You see the golden fang.
You were one of the first people to go running to that boy when I was too busy trying to defend my ego. I like you. With that being said, you're a criminal, a thug, and a piece of shit, and if you do anything to disrupt the peace of my town again... He kind of looks you up and down, looks at your weapons, then gives you a fierce, almost competitive, like, stare into your eyes. I'll stop you again. He gives you a small smirk as he starts to trudge forward.
Don't freeze up.
He kind of snorts out a little bit of smoke, and you can kind of see like the curl of a smile on the side of his face.
He doesn't even realize I jumped in there because I thought if we got the food, like 2 birds with 1 stone. But what are you gonna do?
oh, that's fair.
Yeah, you continue to march north. The fallen leaves crackling beneath your feet. The road's getting even a little rockier now. Like you can tell you're starting to get closer to the mountain over to the west as you're curving northwestward.
While we're walking, I'll actually walk beside Garrick, and I'll teach him what I know about Firebolt.
All right, you walk up to him, offer him a little bit of advice. How would you like to break this ice?
Excuse me, Garrick.
Yes, Denier, was it?
Yes, thank you. So I noticed that you had a little bit of issues with your magic yesterday.
Kind of through gritted teeth.
Yep.
So, since we are a team, and we're one, and I know this magic a little bit better, while we're walking...
He kind of looks you up and down when you say that.
Why don't I show you a little bit of what I know, so that you can become better, and I can become better. And when we get there, you'll be ready.
I appreciate the thought. It is not easy for someone like me to ask for help, but I assure you, I'll be fine.
He kind of says with like a sense of like a hearty note of pride to him. But he does seem to appreciate the gesture. He's just, his pride's still a little too injured.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
Now, if you'll
Anytime,
excuse
it's on the
me,
table.
I have to go, and I will catch up.
And he starts kind of like wandering off into the woods, holding his gut.
Watch out for the holly leaves.
I will.
You kind of hear from like a little bit of ways in. You continue your march, and the sky begins to darken. The road is narrower and narrower, less paved and less paved. And as dusk approaches, fog begins to roll in around you.
How thick is it?
It's relatively thick. I mean, you can probably see about like 3 or 4 trees into the line.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not horrible, but it's definitely noticeable. And then finally, as you enter a bit of a clearing, you start to you find it in front of you. The fort known as the Wall.
The wall. How big is it?
It's a fairly imposing structure, though not nearly as wide as its name seems to imply. On its left side to the west of your position is a sheer cliff face leading up to the mountain that divides the Eternal Empire from the wildlands of the west. And to the right is just a bit more forest. Here, I'll pull you guys over there.
Oh, okay. So
The side facing you is a sheer stone about 7 meters tall with a lip jutting out about to the halfway mark. It seems to try to dissuade people from scaling the wall, and at its center is a massive steel portcullis that remains closed.
do you see any? Do we hear any noise coming from the fort?
No, it's dead quiet here. Kane's Wall and Slump, who are standing up in front, kind of wander forward and examine the gate. It almost seems abandoned. It's so quiet. Hello, this is Lieutenant Kane's Wall. Is there any officer on duty? Roll a perception check.
Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
21.
17.
Nat 2023.
God damn.
Ah,
Well,
damn.
you can hear, actually all of you can hear basically the faintest from the distance, but specifically Denier and Wolfgang, after the fact, you hear the man go, "Oh shit!" And then you just hear the slamming of wood, followed by the continual of wood as, like, just a sound. Hello! Kane's Wall continues to call. Bloody hell.
Lieutenant, I just heard something coming from inside. I think somebody's being attacked.
Kineswall, is there any chance that this fort could have been occupied by someone else?
It's nigh impregnable. I don't imagine... Well, he stops himself for a second. There is one other way into the fort, but I've... All right. Squad 3, Squad 4, I need you to help try to get this gate open. Squad 1, see if there's any sort of cave system or anything that leads into this fort. Squad 2, that's your squad. Go around the right, see if you can find anything.
Boy. Oh, this is fun. What'd you guys hear?
I guess when we'll start walking.
And where is Platoon Leader Brightscale? He looks at you.
Taking a shit.
Well,
If a dragon shits in the wood, does it make a sound?
you hear a bit of a grumble from his stomach. Unavoidable, I suppose. Move on! Alright, so squad... Yeah, one of the squads is going to start, like, trying to work on this tree over here. Like, cut it down to see if they can get something open. Meanwhile, the other squad over here is going to start trying to... jimmy this thing open with Slump.
I guess we go to the right then. All right, we do that.
Alright, move on over. Alright, as you approach the side...
Oh, I'm gonna move myself.
Yeah.
I slither up.
I don't like this. I don't like this at all.
Yeah, this seems a little weird.
Back against the wall, I peer around the corner.
Alright, go ahead and roll a perception check.
Okay.
It's the three heads. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
9.
9, it's a little foggy. You can probably see up to here.
I use my snaky eyes. 5.
You can see even less than that.
I use my special eyes.
Your
6.
brand.
Your brand has failed you.
This fog is getting real thick. Like, it's starting to roll in.
2 C's thick?
Yeah,
Oh no, that's really thick.
maybe even 3. But who knows? The night's still young.
Well, might as well go forward, Osmo.
Fair enough. Oh boy.
Pull out my
I
blades.
cast Mage Armor.
Oh!
Alright, so you add 3 to your AC.
I add 3 to my AC, and my Arcane Ward activates, increasing my hit points by 7.
Alright, so you get 7 temporary health, and...
Quick note, real fast, actually. I know we leveled up last session.
I fixed your character, don't worry.
Okay, I didn't know. Before we start.
I did it for you.
Okay, thank you.
Don't worry, I
Thanks,
got you
Nick.
covered.
Thanks, Nick.
Alright, so... Yeah, you'll have
Now
to
walk.
make your way kind of through the fog.
All right, I pull my blades out, and can I just ready? Can I have an action readied as we're walking forward?
Sure,
Because,
what would you like to ready, and what is the circumstance of which that action will go off?
Is if to pretty much dodge something from hitting me.
Okay, so you're going to take the dodge action. Gotcha.
Yeah, I'll take the dodge action.
You see a little bit more. Doesn't seem to be anything out of the ordinary. Just pure wall right now.
All right, I keep walking up. I'm taking about 10 meters in front of the other two, just because I'm the close combat one.
Now reach in my pocket for a pistol.
Your pistol?
And I pull out Requiem and I have it at the ready.
All right, you're ready. You're starting to hear a little bit of clattering at the gate as people are trying to, like, shimmy it open. As you reach here, you find a bush. And a little
look
bit
in the
further
bush.
ahead of you. Yeah, in the bush, it's a bush. Leads up to the wall. But in front of you is a massive, massive cliff face leading into a deep chasm. And, God, it looks like it must be maybe even 100 miles across. Like, you're not, like, you can't even see the other side. Like, it is
So
just...
it's like the edge of the world almost.
To you, it may as well be. It is definitely the border of the Empire. But you have found yourself at the Maw.
Damn.
I look around to see if I see anything on the cliff face to the left. Actually,
All right. As you, you're gonna have to step up to the cliff face to really see.
I step up carefully to this cliff face.
All right. As you step up to the cliff face, yeah, man, this thing is deep. You're not sure how deep this thing is, but it definitely seems to go down, and it looks like the fort's back end is, like, entirely over this cliff. On a little further to the east, towards the mountainside, you can see a small stretch of land that seems to lead from the chasm through. Like it looks to be some form of natural land bridge across the chasm that's along the mountain front. And that would be the side that I guess the other gate is on. So, even though this structure is not incredibly long, you're beginning to understand why it's called the Wall.
Because it's built into the actual mountain itself.
Yep, it's there to stop anybody from entering from the Northlands.
It's just more wall and gorge.
Weren't we told that there was another entrance?
But possibly, if you want to roll an investigation to kind of look around this place.
I will roll an investigation. Yeah, 8.
Where is it? It didn't show up here.
What are you looking for?
There it is.
Well, I rolled an 8.
Yeah, there it is. 8. Anybody
Yep.
else want to roll investigations?
Sure.
I will do as well.
What are you looking for right now, Wolfgang?
Looking to see if there's some sort of
18.
entrance, maybe a loose rock built into where there could possibly be a side entrance that was overlooked in this fort.
All right, Denier and Osmo, you both rolled high enough. Osmo rolled a 16. Denier, you rolled an 18. Denier, as you're examining this area around the bush, you seem to notice some seams with almost like a little bit of air coming through the rocks. And Osmo, you notice the same thing, and you can maybe shift some of these rocks over and reveal a bit of a passage.
I think I found something over here. And I'll start moving the rocks and the bricks and everything.
All right, those that want to attempt this, give me athletics rolls, and I will...
7.
15.
All right, with your claws, you get a real good grip on this wall as you're being able to kind of push it in. It seems to go sort of inward and leads into a small tunnel that allows you to maybe find another one at the edge of the fort over there. And sure enough, on the other side of this tunnel, there's another loose patch of rocks. Who would like to go first?
Oh, wait, hold on. Before we go, shouldn't we go tell them we found an entrance?
That's also an option.
We have
Good on him.
I'll be right back. I run off to go tell them we found an entrance.
Yeah, all right. Go ahead and move yourself back to the...
Oh, you want me to move myself over there? Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep watch at the front of the entrance, see if anything pops out.
Hey, yo.
Yes, Lieutenant Kane's wall
Yeah.
kind of like looks at you as this group of men behind him are cutting this log into basically a battering ram of sorts. Yes, you found something.
And we found the entrance. On the right side. We pushed in a wall.
A little archaic, but good. Go ahead and see if you can find a way to get this open from the inside. Squad 1, accompany them. Squad 1 leaves from the cliff face and accompanies you back.
All right, cool.
Follow me, boys.
All right, they follow
I
you.
enter with my dark vision.
All right. Yeah, it's a dark tunnel, but you can see light at the edge of it.
Mm-hmm.
And go ahead and crawl through.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, we go in.
All right. And as you get to the edge, you're just gonna have to shove some rocks out of your way to slide open this other portal.
Okay.
So give a quick athletics check. And you still hear that on the other end.
12.
All right, Osmo, you're not going to be able to help much from behind Wolfgang, but you'll do what you can. Wolfgang, go ahead and give me a athletics roll as well.
That's a 10.
Can't really.
All right, with your combined strength, like Osmo kind of pushing you and you shoving yourself there, you're able to get it open, and the pathway is clear for you to enter the courtyard. As you open and shimmy through the passage, on the opposite side, you see two soldiers beating their hands on a wooden door. One begins to turn to you. He has wavy brown hair and sharp features, but what you notice most are his emerald green eyes. Not for their beauty, but for their lack of focus. As he turns to you, you see the other half of his face. It seems like it had been eviscerated by some beast. It's all tagged and torn to shreds.
Oh,
He
shit.
begins to lurch toward you. Roll initiative.
Oh, shit.
Oh, damn.
Zambies. That's too
Oh,
natural.
natural 20.
Nat 20, 16. Hot damn. Let me set this in the proper order.
Oh, that's a beautiful natural 20.
Yeah, Osmo, you are slightly faster than Wolfgang by the sheer ability of having better dex.
Yeah.
Zambozos. Oh my god, that was, by the way, Nick, that was really good how you just debuted that on us. That was fucking cool.
Well, I'm glad. So, Osmo, it's your move.
I can tell that he's the undead. Now, have I ever seen the undead before?
They're very rare, as Wolfgang would let you know. They are incredibly rare in in this particular country. But every now and again, some will pop up, mostly around graveyards due to mages who are having maybe a little too much fun, experiments going wrong. You've probably run into one or two at a time. So yeah, these guys, they are clearly undead.
Oh. Holy shit. I haven't seen one of these in a long time. Explains where the guards are.
I run right at the one in front of me. I pull up my two swords and run right at him.
All right. Go ahead and roll your attack.
Yeah, right, I will. That's 10.
That will hit.
Oh, wow, good. 7, and I go for the swing of the other sword.
All right.
13.
7 damage. 13 will also hit.
8.
Nice. All right. That is 15 damage total so far to this boy. He's you cleave off like a chunk of his arm. He's not he seems nonplussed by it. As this one who's still kind of in full armor starts leaning towards you. Wolfgang, your move.
All right. Seeing as we're in very close quarters, I lower my gun and I raise my opposite hand as a holy fire starts to engulf it, and I cast Sacred Flame on this
Boom.
guy.
A
the one
burning
beside me.
light erupts from your hands, dealing... Go ahead and roll your ability there. 6 radiant damage as a white flame just engulfs this son of a bitch. And that is duly effective.
Radiant works better on the undead, right?
Yes, for the most part.
Yeah, this guy, he starts kind of like flailing and rocking his head back and forth, whereas the blades don't seem to be like affecting them. This thing actually looks like it's in pain as it starts to usher itself forward toward you, Wolfgang.
Oh, he also needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, DC 14?
Yeah.
And these things have terrible dex. Let's see. Fail. What happens on that dex save?
Oh, it just takes full damage.
Oh, full damage. Yeah, it did that anyway. All right, cool. All right, it begins to work itself toward you. Osmo, you are currently engaged in this son of a bitch, so...
Yeah. Wish I could try and trip him. Does he take an attack of opportunity by walking beside me?
It is a reaction. You can do that as a reaction.
Oh, I see. I try and trip him. Can I do that, or... Oh, shit. Stick out my...
You can attack him. Sorry, I'm just unfamiliar with the rules on tripping. I know they exist. I'm just not prepared for them.
This is, if he's passing by Asmo and going to... Wait a minute, so... He was
Yeah,
here.
I just don't want to use the time
He
to
was-
figure it out.
He was here and he's going to here.
Yes.
No, that wouldn't provoke opportunity
Yeah.
attacks.
Oh,
it
wouldn't?
Okay. Well, now I know. Now I know. All right.
I figured it
Well-
would. Oh, well.
No, he's got to
Whatever. He's at you. He's going to he's going to flail at you with his now melted face. Like, it is unrecognizable from what you saw before. It is like charred.
Ugh.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, a 14 will hit you.
Yep, barely.
All right. And he deals... Yeah, he slams at you with his arm, like knocking you into the wall, and you take 6 damage.
Damn it.
All right, Denier, you're up.
Nope, not yet. I've been out of this game too fucking long. My eyes engulf with Sacred Fire once again, and I cast Heavenly Rebuke.
Ooh, as your reaction, you Your eyes turn a brilliant, luminescent white as you point your palm towards this beast. Go ahead and roll your damage.
13.
And he just is engulfed. He is incinerated. He is a pile of ash by the time these flames subside.
Asmo looks over his shoulder.
What the hell just happened?
He messed with the wrong person.
Oh my god.
Asmo just kind of rolls his eyes a little bit like, okay, wow, jeez.
Yeah, this guy is ash. Denier, your turn.
Denier considers his options, and seeing as Asmo is directly in his path of fire, he will instead cast a magic missile. The 3 bolts will go straight at Asmo. They quickly swerve. They spin around him a couple times, and then they strike the zombie.
All right, go ahead and roll your magic missile damages.
Absolutely.
4, 5, 4. Osmo, you see these radiant bolts of magical energy swerve around your head as they slap this boy right in the face, crumpling him to the ground, leaving him inert. What's going on up there? Comes a voice from behind the passage. Is everything okay?
Undead!
We've got an infest.
There's undead in here!
You still hear some clattering at the front gate, but more so, there's a wooden door that these things were hammering at that begins to creak open. And inside you see kind of a dirty brunette-headed man. Are they gone? Is he safe?
I sheath my blades and go,
Yes, they are. Care to explain what the hell's going on?
It's horrible. I don't know what happened. Here, I'll add our new buddy here. I was just watching the back wall, and there's a bit of commotion up front, and then nothing happened for a few hours, but then everybody just started going insane. Eventually they all marched out of the fort, and I smashed up the gate. I made sure it closed behind them. I didn't realize there was still more in here.
I grab him by the cuff of his shirt. It's just like,
How many are still here? Do you know?
Well, I just found these 2, but now they's gone.
All right.
What I know.
All right. Go through the path. There's 3 guards. Tell them what happened.
Oh, I ain't leaving this place. There's more of them out there.
Outside the...
That's where they ran. It's where they left. They was heading out of here. I couldn't stop them.
How did you smash at the gate?
Well, I went over and I broke the mechanism.
Oh my god. Okay, come with me.
I grab him by his shirt and drag him.
Would I know, being what I am, how a infestation like this would start?
If you examine the bodies, you might be able to. Go ahead and give me an investigation on them, because there are different ways that the undead sprout.
Yeah. That's an 11.
It's hard to tell, but these definitely look magical. Like, these definitely look like they were maybe not summoned, maybe they were raised, but I don't know. It's a little hard for you to tell exactly the cause of their being. Alright, so he leads you over to here, which is kind of where the mechanism is. Well, you see, and it's just in shambles. Like, there's a gear off its rigging. The rope seems very frayed. I didn't know how to close it quick enough, so I took my hammer. And he holds up, it looks like a steady blacksmith hammer, and I started smashing it, and I'm sorry, I was scared.
Nah, it's fine. In that situation, you don't have a practical solution, but
Meanwhile,
there's a bunch of guys out there.
Yeah, you see Slump and Caneswell on the other end. Well, can you get this thing open from this side or not?
We're working on it. Apparently they shattered the mechanism to get us inside. Apparently some of the guards inside have turned into undead. There's supposedly undead out there as well. Keep an eye out.
I'll say there is, coming from a voice, a familiar voice. As your old friend Garrick enters the scene.
Garrick.
He walks in and he tosses a helmeted head kind of at the ground by these people.
By God, that's General Trunch. I found him out in the forest. He was already dead, well, mostly.
Great, there's bloody more of them. Go ahead.
Caneswall looks a bit out of sorts.
Well, we need to get in.
It's away on the side. I don't think you're getting into this main door because of the broken mechanism. Because this jackass destroyed it, but fine.
Understand, I'm sorry!
I respect the reasoning. You're still a jackass for wrecking this. Go around the side, anyone can get in that way.
Alright, they take you up on that offer, and people kind of gather in. I'm just gonna go ahead and plop.
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 With my love of all things like mechanical and coggy, can I attempt to repair this, or am I missing supplies?
Go ahead, you can attempt. I'm never gonna stop you from attempting.
Okay, what would you like me to roll?
Go ahead and roll me a intelligence check.
Okay. Intelligence. Nope. That's an 8.
As much as you love tinkering with things, as much as, that appeases to you, this is a bit more than simple clockwork. This is large rigging, and you wouldn't even know where to begin here. You're not sure where the rope is supposed to go, whether it's in its already necessary position. It's just, nah.
Hey, you. Your last name wouldn't happen to be Smith, would it?
Oh, yes, sir. My name is Tobias Smith Sr.
Ah.
Oh, that's funny.
What?
We
Why?
met your kid.
You met little Toby. You met little Toby,
Yep.
too. How's he doing? Is he doing
Well,
all right?
Thanks to us, he's doing all right. He was in the forest surrounded by bears.
What on earth would drag him
Your
out
wife
there?
was sick.
My God.
Everything.
Is she all right?
Everything's all right now, thanks to us.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Did you know you're gonna?
If what you say is true, I owe you a great debt.
Yeah. The missus already told me that. But
Show him the rock.
yeah, got your son's blink rock as thanks.
I gave that to him for his birthday. A wandering magician was just in town. I got it as a little souvenir and thought he'd like it. Wow, you must have really done a number for the poor boy if he... Thank you.
He looks at you with, great sincerity and kind of disbelief in his eyes.
Yeah, after all this is over, I'd recommend getting home as soon as possible. They're gonna need you there soon.
As much as I'd love to stand around chatting all day, we need to clear this base. As Caneswall approaches the front gate, he opens it without much effort and kind of looks around. All right, Squad 3, Squad 4, clear the top with me. Squad 1, secure this perimeter, make sure that door's closed. Squad 2, check the ground level. And
Yes,
everybody
sir.
begins to file into the building.
I thought this was the ground level. Oh, God. Okay.
You file into what essentially is the keep.
Okay.
And in front of you on the ground floor, as you enter, there's seems like a big empty room, has some little buckets that are, have pole arms sticking out of it. There's a couple of coat of arms sticking out of the wall. And in the back, there's just a door. Looks like it leads to some sort of barrack or something. And as everybody starts to funnel upstairs, you're left in the corridor.
Okay. Okay. I guess we keep.
Before we go, can I take a quick look at the bodies and see if they have anything on them?
Oh, absolutely. Go ahead. Roll.
Investigation?
I'll say investigation or survival, depending on what you're trying to find. Are you trying to find just items on them or pieces of zombie?
Yeah, just items.
Okay, investigation.
16?
All right. On these zombies, you don't find a whole lot. You find about 20 silver. One of them had a scabbard. It doesn't look like the sword is there anymore. The other one has a dagger.
Okay.
Nothing really
Fair
impressive. One of them seems to have a gold ring.
I will take the ring.
All right.
And bring up the rest, the dagger, the scabbard. See if any of the various squads are missing a weapon and need a replacement weapon.
Now, the scabbard seems like it once held a decorative saber. It's got a few nice stones on it, but it doesn't look incredibly valuable. Not without its, accompanying saber anyway.
So I guess we've gone through this door to the inside of the keep then?
Yep, you're inside the keep, and there is another door in front of you that looks like it leads to the back of the building. The front room seems pretty clear. Like there's nothing here. You don't hear anything.
Wolfgang, there. Pull your magic gun out. Which, by the way, I still want to know more about that. I'm gonna cover me as I go in.
All right.
Osmo, you open the door.
Yeah.
As you
I
do
do-
so...
I do get on the floor, and I hope that everyone's willing to walk the dinosaur with me.
All right, you open the door, and as you do, a plate comes flying at your head and strikes you.
Oh, shit!
Yeah, for 1 damage. Get out, monster!
Son of a bitch! God!
1 damage? Oh, jeez.
Yeah, you took 1 damage from the plate as it smacked you in the head. There's more where that came from! Comes the crackly voice of a boy who is not quite a child and not yet a man. You see him sitting there. He's got a pocked-covered face, red hair, bandages over half of his face, and tears in his unbandaged eye.
Take it easy, lad. We're not here to hurt you.
I told you to cover me!
But from a plate? Oh, boo-hoo.
Oh, ow.
Yeah,
Please.
Garak kind of looks his way in. What's going on in here?
Looks like we got another...
As you enter...
Found a survivor.
Another trapped soldier, or whatever he is.
Yeah, as you enter the room, you see what looks to be a boy just kind of like cowering behind a bed. He gets up and sits down on it. Meanwhile, in the other corner of the room, you notice another dead soldier, spear in his gut. Who are you? I thought everyone was
We're
dead.
the cavalry.
They sent reinforcements. Good. He looks real nervous and scared.
How long ago did this happen?
Well, about last night, I'd say.
While we were on our way.
I don't know. It was all just kind of a blur. I tried to get out, but the gate closed, and I couldn't find my way out. I was trapped in here with these things.
How many?
Well, there's that one, he says, kind of pointing over. And I think, I don't know, maybe 2 more? I don't know. I've just been hiding.
Let's be careful. It could be a completely different set of 2.
Who are you?
Is Garak with us?
Yeah, Garak came in. He's the handsome dragon man standing on the purple rug.
Yeah. Asmo just gestures to Garak, like, please, you're in charge, lead.
Of course. Hello, child. I am Garak Brightscale, and you have nothing more to fear. We will purge this land of these creatures and make sure you're safe. What do you mean, these creatures? Well, I don't know if you've noticed, but they aren't exactly, normal. Kind of like glances over at the one in the corner. What brings you here? I wasn't like... Well, I came to defend, like you. I want you all to roll a general, an insight check.
Natural 20.
Oh, never mind.
Wolfgang, no matter, like, out of anybody... Yeah, Shadow, you're futzing with the zombie. You're rolling that one.
I'm searching.
Are you
I don't care.
pawing it like a cat?
Now.
Yes.
Kind of giving a little growl hiss. But Wolfgang, one thing that you've noticed out of anybody conscripted, there has been nobody this young, outside of maybe Denier, and even he's kind of close to adulthood for his race.
How old are you, lad?
I guess, 15 cycles?
So that'd be 15 years old.
15 years old, yeah.
Really?
Look, I didn't want nothing to happen to my village. So I wanted to help. His voice like super cracks in the middle of that. Like he seems a little off put. He definitely seems traumatized from the events.
Well, I'd say you helped plenty, and it's time for you to leave.
Oh, they're coming. They're not coming back, are they?
Probably not.
Hold
Okay.
on. Hold on. When did you get here?
What?
When did you get here to this place? And why did you get here? Were you conscripted as well?
Well, I came because I wanted to defend my town, and I got here just a few days ago.
Who came with you?
The soldiers from the people from my town.
Do you know anyone? Do you know the Smiths?
Yes, I believe so.
Insight on that.
Go ahead.
18.
You can't tell whether he is lying or whether he's just really nervous and shook.
Would I, with my natural 20 insight, that I got at first, would I know that something very strange is happening for him to be here? Because they wouldn't just let him come, and they wouldn't conscript somebody this young, would they?
He definitely seems to, like, he definitely seems like he got in here, like, just fine. Like, he definitely seems like he was let in here. He does seem a little off. Again, you feel like it might be, he might be lying. He's definitely lying about something.
I'm casting
But you're not
Detect
sure
Magic
what.
again.
Detect magic?
Yep. I'm using Angelic Sight.
Go ahead and click that. It allows you to detect magic at will without the expense of a spell
And
slot.
yes.
Quite the invocation.
There you go, guys. I am a warlock.
Your eyes begin to pierce this child, and you start seeing a faint glow coming from under his bandages. What? Do I got something on my face?
What are you hiding?
Nothing, sir. I just... You begin to hear a commotion outside. What? They came back, didn't they? They always come back. You start to hear clattering outside, commotion, just panic,
Hello.
and
I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it.
I'm healed as well.
this guy over to your side here begins to move and stands up.
Holy
Roll
shit.
it. Roll initiative as you hear commotion from the other room.
19.
11.
I suddenly regret my greed.
Right.
14.
hubris.
The one thing that can kill me.
Daenerys, this guy's gonna get a surprise round on you,
Uh-oh.
just because, you know, you're just chilling by him, and you got a nat 1 on your insight. Let me roll these guys out here and set you guys in your proper order. Daenerys, this zombie lurches toward you. How long does mage armor last, by the way?
8 hours.
Alright, it's still effective. But as he reaches forward, he still gets you. He drags you in, and you take 5 damage as he like swats at the side of your head and tries to pull himself up on this spear.
The arcane ward absorbs the damage.
Yep. You notice a faint like shimmer go across you as this thing that would have normally slammed straight into your friend, just a barrier seems to impact it, although a small shatter seems to take effect on this barrier. As the bandage begins to glow,
I fucking knew it.
a burning pink eye shows through.
An eye on his hand?
No, the bandage is on the half of his face. His eye lights up and it just kind of burns through. It's kind of a glowing pink eye.
Oh god, he's got a Sharingan.
I'm sorry it had to be this way. But don't worry.
No, you're not.
You'll all be part of my family soon. He smiles as you hear more clattering outside. Osmo, it is your turn.
Oh, that's some this is some bullshit.
Anyways, Asmo just cartwheel jumps into the side of the zombie that attacked Denier. With two blades, and I swing down. 17.
That'll hit.
4, and the other sword. 13
will also hit.
6.
All right, 10 damage total to this zombie. You seem to like get some of his guts. You like kind of cut around the spear, like it's like basically shreds straight through. The only thing holding him up is like a little bit of guts in his spinal column right now, as he's getting to his feet.
Alrighty, and that ends my turn.
All right, next up we have somebody outside. As you hear commotion. Woo! Yeah, that's a hit. You hear screaming and pushing. All right, next up we have Denier.
All right, so Asmo is in melee with this guy, and I know that if you use a range attack in melee, you get disadvantage. So believing that he has it, I'm gonna turn to this little shit, and I'm gonna cast Chromatic Orb Acid on him.
Go ahead.
11 to hit.
11 to hit. Nope. He seems to dodge out of the way, but he looks you up and down. You've seen it too, haven't you? He gives you this wide, creepy smile. You have.
His eye is magenta? What color is his eye exactly?
So it's a burning pink, magenta. It seems to oscillate colors a little bit.
Oh shit. And it's bright.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it's burning with an awesome power. Yeah, he looks at you, Denier, and just says, "You've seen it too, haven't you?"
The only thing that you're going to be seeing soon, kid, is the Reaper.
The master would never have that. All right, he looks at you. He points 2 fingers, and I need you to make a con save.
Who?
Denier.
Okay. Constitution save. That is a nat 20/21.
Yeah, as this eerie green beam echoes from his fingers, it seems to try to grab a hold of your soul, but you manage to shake it off. Instead of what would have been something, like you feel something sickly try to enter you. And as it does so, you take 1 damage.
My arcane ward continues to absorb the damage.
Yeah, it glows faintly green. He kind of smiles.
Asmo, you got this one?
Oh yeah. Yes. I just got my 2 swords and I'm just kind of kicking them against the wall. Yes, I do.
Good.
All right, you hear another bit of commotion outside. She's pushing back. Oh god! Yeah, that one hits too. Holy shit.
Oh no!
Oh no! Oh no, indeed.
Garrick just standing there. My investigation is complete.
Oh, yes, perfect. But no, speaking of which, it is Garrick's turn. He's like, what the hell is going on? He opens the door and looks outside.
What was it Dragon Eyes see?
His dragon eyes see several zombies encroaching on the territory that are trying to feast on the butcher's boy. Jesus Christ. Or deity. Whichever deity he calls that to. Anyway, he jumps out and tries to... Yeah, by the Maker. Lord's Light. He jumps out and with a... like, pulls his sword out of his sheath and strikes down at this zombie. His aim's true. And he deals with his 2-handed sword attack a mighty 10 damage to this beast. Alright, next up we have the dude that has been getting chewed on this whole time. Nah, he's flailing. He's flailing. He's just like, oh my god! Just trying to hit these things, but he can't. And he can't get away. So next up, we have the final zombie in this area.
The final Zambo?
Kind of falls flat on his face. As he's like trying to shuffle through, he didn't realize there was one last stare because he's a zombie and he's dumb. So, let's see, he falls to the ground, falls prone. I'm gonna say that's prone. That's prone enough.
Okay.
Alright, we're up to Wolfgang.
Whoa.
Kid, you've got no idea who you've just fucked with. And I raise my hand again, and it fills with holy light, and I shoot it forward as I cast Guiding Bolt.
The radiant beam casts forward, dealing. Well, I guess you have to.
Natural 20.
Yeah, it flies forward, strikes amazingly true. Roll your damage.
Level 1.
Now that's a lot of damage!
Bam! Yeah, this boy. Oh man, he is not in a good way. He was not expecting this today. Damn.
Not even
He just-
flex tape is going to fix that.
He lights up. Ah! His eye seems to glow, and like even brighter. The master will never allow this.
Your master is nothing before me.
You know nothing of the bleeding god.
Do I know nothing of the Bleeding God?
Who dat?
Who dat?
I don't know. Go ahead and give me a history roll.
Denir's face goes completely stoic.
Would that not be a religion roll, or...?
Yeah.
Okay. 20.
Even
Modified
with that, you don't know shit. This is like some art. You may have heard some rumblings once, but this shit sounds archaic. The bleeding god, it sounds primal.
You like hit him so hard you knocked him up against the fucking wall?
Yeah, no, he slammed down. Like this man got this man. In fact, hold on. This man got knocked off his fucking bed.
You're right. I do know nothing of the Bleeding God. Might not know anything for a while if his servants are this weak.
One of you knows, though. One of you knows, and he knows him. And the master, he'll find you all soon enough. Meanwhile, outside, you hear the bellowing tones of the blowhard slump. What are you lot doing? Beat those beasts back! You hear him kind of coming from this angle over here as he's cowering his way up the staircase. I'm gonna give these two a check to see if they are willing. That one fucking ain't willing to go. This one nuts up though. Right. He comes down here and tries to assist his friend to try to pull him away. And he's able to switch places with him and get him back. Not that that really mattered to anything, but
No.
visually it makes no sense. But he pulls his friend back and kind of gets in his place and tries to be defensive with these Zambos. And that's their turn. Going back around. What's up?
By the way, because Guiding Bolt hit, the next attack made on this guy has advantage.
Awesome.
Oh.
Osmo, the zombie that you're next to, he's taking exception to the fact that you've just stabbed him twice.
Well,
He
I
makes
would
a
only assume.
Yeah, he makes a fail attempt to try to swat at you, but your nimble snake neck just kind of swerves out of the way, gives him a little hiss as it's now your turn to attack him.
Okay, so I got those swords. I pull the swords out and I go for. I go to cut off his head.
Slicey dice.
15.
That's a hit.
And the second swing, 20.
That's
9.
also a hit. Damn, yeah, your swords, you kind of cross them in like a scissor type pattern. You just go whoosh, slicing across, and this guy's head tumbles to the ground. It doesn't seem to realize it's dead. It's just but the body crumbles over as the head continues to just go. It's effectively out of combat.
Oh wow, that was good.
Yeah, this thing's head just kind of falls to the ground. One of the zombies out there tries to go for a new friend, misses. All right, Denir, it's your turn now.
Connor, you said that the next attack on this guy has advantage, correct?
Yes.
Good. I'm going to cast Chromatic Orb on him. Fire this time. With my final level 1 spell.
That's a
23
hit.
to hit. And 11 damage. Fire.
Yeah, fire kind of engulfs his face. His hair gets singed. Master, I need you. Grant me more energy! So I may fell these fools! He starts to, like, kneel on the ground, screaming, Master! I beseech you, please! I'll rid them! I'll rid this world of them! Master? Master?
Sounds like your master's forsaken you, kid.
What do you mean? Master, please. Please, no. You promised. Master, no! You hear a sickening pop. As the glowing eye seems to flash, the boy's body falls limp to the ground. Not only that, you start to hear a calming outside. As all of the zombies collapse to the ground as well.
Wolfgang is going to stride up to the kid's body.
Yeah, it's so little pock-faced, clearly a teenager. Used to have ginger hair until it got singed off his face.
The fuck's the bleeding god?
That's a good question. He said one of us knew. He turns to Denier.
Denier's leaning against the wall, staring at the ground, an almost 1,000 miles gaze in his eyes.
I certainly don't know who it is, and this is my territory.
Shadow, you feel your hand starting to creep towards the rock in your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
The glow from the child's eye seemed almost reminiscent of that same glow that you saw when you first saw this rock.
Mm-hmm. Under my cloak, I reach my hand into my component pouch and I grip the rock firmly.
Make a will save.
I think I know. Okay.
Oh boy.
That is an 8.
It calms you.
Hmm.
Kind of pulses a little. Makes you feel a little comfortable. Makes you feel at ease. Reminds you of home.
Take a deep breath before I look up at the others. When I was back home, there was a temple. My mother always forbade me to go. I disobeyed her, and I went to the temple. And I found something there. I don't have much recollection of it, but the one thing that I do remember seeing is this tree in my vision before everything went black. A chalk white tree, old, ancient, and gnarled. From the trunk and from the limbs, continuously seeped blood, like open wounds from the bark. And when I woke up, I was a few miles away from the capital, hundreds and hundreds of miles away from my home.
You're actually a few miles away from Amberglade.
Yeah, but I figured you came to Amberglade not too far after, in the years that he traveled afterwards. I've only seen the tree once. Something tells me that this kid was talking about the tree. But I haven't found anything else about it since.
So that's this bleeding god then.
That's what I think.
Well, shame on it for corrupting this poor youth. I sort of reach forward and I close his remaining eye.
As you're trying to close his eye, there's a shard kind of sticking outward.
Ugh. And I sort of just holster my weapon and say, Eka fel o flem thelalel punseliakko. Which is like basically a rest in peace in Celestial.
Alright. Yeah, to the rest of you, it almost sounds like he's speaking like old Latin. Like, almost a little sing-songy.
Let's go find out well, that's...
Either you want to investigate the boy at all?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm investigating him right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
12.
5. Nope.
Asma walks up and just kind of like kicks the body a little bit. 5.
That's about right. You kick the body. It's dead. Wolfgang, as you're examining, you realize that shard that you were brushing past when you were trying to close his eyes seems to be a piece of crystal of some sort, and you remove it. Denier, this crystal is faintly similar to the one that's in your pocket, just much, much smaller. It's probably about 3 centimeters long, maybe half a centimeter wide. A small shard.
Wolfgang. The shard. Can I have it for a moment?
Sure, but then give it back.
Well, I want to see something, and I can't guarantee that for sure.
Okay.
If I'm able to, I will give it back.
As you hand it to Denier, as it gets closer to the component pouch at his side, it begins to glow faintly.
With the shard in my right hand, I reach into my component pouch and I pull out the broken gem.
Yeah, they're both kind of glowing and pulsing, kind of in sync.
I bring the two together and I put the cracked shard into the crack in my gem.
It's not going to fit there. That crack is kind of like a hairline fracture. It's almost like surface level abrasion, really. The shard itself does seem to glow a bit brighter when it is directly up next to it, though. They almost seem to, like, not physically, but in your mind, it feels like they need to be closer together. So you're just kind of clinking them together, almost unconsciously.
Well, that's interesting.
I see all this happen, I'm assuming.
Yes. You can't tell what's going on in his mind, but to you it's just like tink, 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 as he looks to be just examining the shard, but he's kind of clinking them together in a bit of a rhythm.
Yes, they're both crystal. We can tell. Why they're lighting up like that, though?
They belong together.
That's ominous.
The door swings back open. They're all dead. Everything. All of the creatures, they stopped moving. What happened?
Apparently, it was the intervention of some dark god called the Bleeding God. Know anything about that?
No? Should I?
Well, apparently this boy was a necromancer. We killed him.
My God, so young.
His eye, the bandaged up eye, wasn't even real. That was something else. It shone bright pink.
Yeah,
Oh no, there was definitely a real eye in there. It kind of exploded all over the front of his face.
It was hiding his true nature.
Poor lad.
Denier, the crystal.
I'm guessing you snapped your fingers and held out your hand.
If you don't mind, Wolfgang, something tells me that these two are linked. I would like to keep it.
What are they?
If possible.
Says Garrick as he kind of looks on. He's never seen these before.
If they're linked, I'm gonna destroy them both.
This is the only thing I have of home. We don't know exactly what it does. This thing could be my only ticket back.
Oh shit, Garrick got a nat 20. My God. Do you know what those are? I mean, I don't really know what they are, but
They're evil, whatever they are.
all I know is the kings pay top dollar for them.
How much money are we talking?
Yeah, as well, like just
No. No.
How much?
No.
I don't know, but some say that even a small piece of it can grant a man enough money to live the rest of his life in luxury.
you
Wait,
see Asma
so-
No!
close his eyes, just like, oh fuck. Like,
Wait, so there are more of these, and they're being sold to royalty.
I mean, they're incredibly rare, he says, and as far as I'm aware, it's only the immortal king that's looking for them. Well, on the up and up.
Do we know who the immortal king is?
Go ahead and roll me knowledge history.
Okay.
Denier with, well, actually no, you've lived here long enough to have at least heard.
Natural 20.
Oh,
Yeah, you lived in the capital for a little bit there, Wolfgang. You know the immortal king, the son of fire, Bahum the Great Gold. He sits above the throne along with his siblings. He's said to be a hero from a war long since past.
Bahoon? Bahoon, the what?
Bahum. Bahume.
The which?
Bahum, the son of fire.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, they say he was a hero in a war long since past. Ironically, a war with the undead. But it's one of the reasons that these two nations are separated as they are. Hell, there's even rumor that the Great Chasm, the Maw that you stand right next to, was formed during this war.
Why does he want these shards pulsing with black energy?
The king's business is his own, frankly. I don't think anybody would dare ask him.
Why anyone would want something?
If these
it's
crystals can cause things like this to happen, I'd say it's everyone's business now.
Well, if you ever get an audience with the king, he kind of rolls his eyes. I'm sure you can bring that up to him.
I'm sure I could find a way.
Magic is a mysterious thing, Wolfgang. It's all about how you use it. You use your magic for good. He uses it for evil. There's no telling the innate nature of these objects. They could be used for good with the right hand.
And I argue the greatest use of them would be to make that money.
I've seen
But
magic
what
go.
if?
I've seen magic go awry more times than you've probably ever cast a spell. So trust me when I say,
Maybe.
if it can cause stuff like this to happen, it's better off destroyed.
All right.
I propose
sorry.
that we wait and we see what these things can do. If it's proven that these things are evil, I will personally give you the crystal and allow you to destroy it.
How about
But
hear me out. How about I split hairs? Let's split hairs on this. Give me the crystal. Anyway, I can't sell it right now anyways. That way neither of you can get mad at each other, so just give me that shiny.
I will give Wolfgang back his shard. He can keep guard of it. He can do as he sees fit with it. And I will keep the gem.
I'll do my own research on this then.
Through the door slams through the gluttonous form of Slump. What are you lot doing in here while we's out there defending ourselves?
We killed the source of the infection, sir.
Well, it looks to me like yous all's just hiding while Master Brightscale was out there helping us with the lot of them. Now you hold your tongue! Brightscale chimes in like fiery. These men aren't lying. They just saved your life, and my life, and the life of all of those people south of us! You will show them respect. Slump just kind of looks aghast. Hold down the base till reinforcements arrive, and he kind of stumbles out.
Man, he's a fucking pushover, ain't he?
He's a piece of shit. He's
Damn.
lucky he has his job.
Damn, Garrick.
I figured I owed you something. Maybe that's, I don't know, the next best thing to another apology. Just kind of rolls his eyes. Anyway, you guys take your time. I'm gonna go secure the perimeter, see if we can get that gate fixed.
The whole time Asmo's been sliding back, nodding like, yeah, it's great, sliding up to the boy's body. He starts digging through the pockets.
All right, go ahead. Roll an investigation.
We should gather up all these zombies and
5.
start burning them.
Another 5. Yeah, this boy's got a few outwardly obvious things. He's got kind of a dagger, just a regular old dagger, it seems. I don't know, you scrounge through, you get a couple pieces of silver. This kid doesn't look like he came from much. You do find a house sigil in his pocket, just kind of etched on the inside of his cloak. It seems to be 2 horses on a...
I use my knife to cut it out.
Yeah, just 2 horses on a patch of what looks to be a background of fire.
Do I know what that is? Roll knowledge? Like,
Yeah, go ahead. Roll knowledge history. See if you.
13.
Doesn't look like anything you've seen from around here. You're not like you came from a clutch that basically didn't give a shit about you, so you're not too familiar with family loyalty or house sigils. So could be anything.
Hey, Wolfgang, take a look at this.
Yeah, what's up?
Kid had this on the inside of his cloak.
Can I do a history?
You can roll investigation on it if you just want to discern the thing, or history if you want to try to figure out what it is.
That's 7 investigation.
Yeah, it seems nicely embroidered. Definitely didn't look like it was put in cheaply. Could be from some bit of nobility. You don't really know much about it.
I can tell what Wolfgang doesn't know. What, Denier? Look at this
Yeah.
real fast.
Yeah,
All right. Denier walks over and he's going to roll a history check.
go ahead.
14.
Not bad. I mean, you're definitely not familiar with whatever family this might be. But from your studies, it definitely does not look like a house sigil of anybody in the Southern Kingdom.
Well, whatever family this is from, they're not from the Southern Kingdom.
All right. Well, let's go. See what else we can scrounge up.
All right. As you guys clear out the base, everybody kind of like lumps all of the bodies onto a pyre. Any zombie that is seen from a more noble birth is tried to made decent, but if that can't be done, they're just put on the pyre as well. I want, like, Osmo, I'm assuming that since some of these guys are rich kids, you'd probably like to maybe look through their things.
I am going through every single box of everything.
Okay. Go ahead and just give me a general...
one thing-
you have your time, so give me an investigation or survival with advantage.
Oh, yes.
Sorry, this is my 13. Fuck.
That's not bad. Like, you still get a decent amount of stuff here. You're going to... let's see. To split among the party...
Wait,
get about-
whoa, slow down. Find out
To split as Asmo sees fit, since he's the one finding them. You find about 250 gold.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's pretty good. You find a nice little cutlass. Seems to be embroidered.
Ooh, embroidered cutlass. I'll just put, like, nice cutlass.
Yep. Among the other things, you find some basic weaponry, like if you want to stock yourself up on any basic spear, pole arm, or dagger, short sword, long sword, you have your pick. There's a bit of an armory here.
Ooh, I'm good with my weapons.
Yeah, you find 3 gold rings, 2 silver rings, and 1 platinum ring.
2 gold rings? Oh my god.
Yeah, 3 gold rings.
Oh my god in heaven. Gold rings. What was the other 2? Sorry?
3 silver, 1 platinum.
3 silver. Ooh, platinum.
Yeah, the platinum one actually has a small, tiny green emerald embedded in it.
Ooh, platinum ring. Nice.
Hey, Lanny, you said that he got a weapon, like a cutlass or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
Does it go with my scabbard?
Well, you can check. Sure does look pretty.
You see me kind of holding the scabbard, like going,
Ooh, this is good.
Denier's going to walk over to Asmo. He's going to fish out the scabbard that he's holding, and he's going to compare it to the sword that Asmo's holding.
What are you doing? What? No, I found it's mine.
I found this, and I suspect that this goes with that.
I try and slide
The two would be more valuable together.
That's true.
I slide the blade into the scabbard. Does it fit?
It fits just fine. Not only that, but the little embroiderer's mark down at the base of the hilt, it seems to match that on that of a mark on the scabbard itself. It looks like a cow with a fork for horns.
Cow for fork for horns.
And it's got like lots of pretty little jewels lined up and down the scabbard, and there are some on the handguard of the cutlass itself. And it seems just really, really opulent. Like, this kid was probably pretty rich. Or from a very noble house, at the very least.
This is beautiful. Ooh.
Even better.
It just smells up. It like
It smells like rich folk and decay.
Asmo, take everything that you found and set it out over here with me.
okay. Oh, yeah, he
I
does
want
that.
you all to roll a stealth check because you are literally grave robbing.
Shh. Just be careful. Be careful. Shh. Be quiet. I didn't think
Okay,
you.
so-
I didn't think you would do something like this. You seem like a goody two shoes, but as long as you're in for it.
14.
And I will stealth too. That's a natural 1. Ding, 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 ding.
I am not rolling because I'm taking no part in this.
Yeah, you're not over there. Garrick notices you. Caneswall and Slump both somehow rolled a nat 1, so they're off doing something else. Garrick's like, "What you got over here?"
If you can believe it, a bunch of stuff that was on nobody.
He kind of looks at you, just like, "Really?" And just kind of, you know what?
Who do you think this sword belongs to? We should get it to their family.
And I toss him the sword.
You know what? Roll persuasion with advantage.
That's a 14.
He thinks you're bullshitting him, but he's seen the shit that you've done today, and he's going to, like, kind of turn a blind eye. It's like, all right, well, make sure it gets to them. Kind of, like, gives you, like, a little, not really a wink, but just kind of a knowing eyebrow raise, like, I know what the fuck you're doing. But he's definitely cutting you some slack right now after, like...
I quickly grab everything and run off to a corner.
Quick, do it fast.
It's not going to be fast.
What?
It's going to be efficient, but if you want it fast, go to Wolfgang.
He wants
Yes.
no part of this.
Hello.
Just hope.
We've been watching you the whole time.
What? You wanna have these? You wanna take a look at this stuff? Put your rings, this cool sword. Let's find out what's up. Come on. Let's find out what's up. They're not gonna need it. They're dead. And then they came back and then they died again.
I imagine my detect magic is still active. That combat
Yes.
didn't last very long. Are any of the stuff that they picked up magical?
The platinum ring seems to be glowing a little bit.
Denier, can you identify
Yes.
things?
I need a pearl, but after that, I can identify, yes.
Oh, we're doing. Oh shit! Are we doing it with? We need the actual. We need actual items for some of these spells.
It's just the platinum ring right now. Don't worry about it. I still have it. I have it all written out in front of me if you don't.
Okay, cool.
I mean, if you'll allow me to cast Identify, without the pearl, it's up to you. You're the DM, dude.
I'm going to say hold off on that just because you're, like, if you don't have this material component and you don't have a spellcasting focus. But yeah, that ring is definitely, there's something magical to it. You're not sure what yet, though.
Platinum ring's magical. Anything else?
You guessing everything else is just regular stuff.
Yeah, everything else seems pretty mundane, including the saber, which, while it looks badass, no magic.
Well, looks like this is all you got in terms of magic items. Everything else is...
Hold the ring in my finger. Just smell it.
Ah, beautiful.
Oh
Just
yeah.
not that.
That delicious smell of richness and decay.
What school of magic, Wolfgang? We don't want to try a cursed item.
What school of magic is it?
Oh, thank you for making me look this up.
In the
That's what
meantime,
detect magic does.
I'm going to say abjuration just because I don't want to look it all up, but I'm pretty sure that's right.
I want to say abjuration.
What's that one?
I don't know what abjuration is. In and out
magical
of
defenses.
Ooh.
Magical defenses, protections, just an initial hazard, I guess. Maybe it might be something to make you a bit hardier when you wear it.
Well, why don't you go ahead and find out?
I lick the platinum ring.
Good.
Stop
I
that.
put it on my finger.
You begin to feel a little more confident in yourself. You're not sure exactly why. It feels like it's still kind of seeping into you, like this this magical, like, you get this feeling all over you, but it's going to take a little bit of while for this particular piece to attune to you.
Okay. I take a gold ring out of each of them. I flick one to both of them.
Thanks for your help.
Walks out.
Catch it.
All right. The rest of the night seems to go without any sort of issue. You clear out some space in the barracks. You lay to rest all of the bodies that happen to be strewn about. Any coat of arms are arranged to try to appease the family with, at least the ashes of their lost ones. As they stated before, there are quite a bit of noble houses up here, and with the amount of jewelry and gold you happen to find, even if they didn't bring much with them, the stuff that they were able to bring with them still seems to be worth more than a lot of what you own. So you pass through the night, and in the morning, it seems like a normal day, and then finally, another day later, you see out the front, a horn blows, and up comes marching, seems to be a small army of like maybe 30 or 40 people.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, when they went to the nearest base, they were looking for people, and they found them. Lieutenant Caneswall greets the people at the gate, informs them of the situation, and informs all of you that, well, you've all done your job for the country. It's time to head back home.
That's it?
That's it. Unless you would like to enlist further. He kind of looks down on you.
No, I'm not going to do that.
All right,
Now,
so
this is quite a bit of excitement.
you all begin the long march back home as the people who came in fortify. Although I will say, like, on some of the days where you were just chilling out, there's literally nothing to do here. I'll say that the smithy, Tobias Smith Sr., would have used the local forge to help you craft some of your silver bullets. I'll say you have 10 of those.
Yeehaw.
And, you can spend some time just chilling out, looking out over the maw, and it is amazing. Like, it is just a vast, deep pit of darkness that way on the other side, on the horizon, you can see land again. But you're happy to start heading home. You start going down, the weather starts to get warmer. You cross by Fallwood Barrow at the end of your first day. Tobias leaves you and heads back to his family, who's all there to say hi and just thank you again.
Before we part ways, I make sure to whisper into his ear and let him know that his wife is indeed pregnant.
I'm aware, sir. Thank you. He just kind of blushes.
She's pregante.
Pregnant.
Purgnate. She's purgnated.
Gregnant.
Yeah, she's basically you make camp at Fallwood Barrow again, and you're able to do whatever you'd like. Tobias and his lovely wife Samantha, they offer you dinner at their place.
Oh,
Good deal.
alrighty.
If you took them up on that,
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
yeah, you sit around. Sergeant Sniffs is just barking around outside while you're sitting kind of on an outdoor table, just because they don't have room inside for so many. It's a simple meal. Seems to be some local fowl, maybe a duck, maybe chicken, some boiled potatoes, and fallwood fruit, mostly apple. It's fair enough. It's hearty. Tastes good. It's better than spoiled bear.
That's good.
If you have anything else you want to do around the Fallwood, you have basically an evening to do so.
I go visit Maggie.
All right. You guys want to wander out into the woods?
Sure, I'll come along, just walk off that nice meal.
Got
Go ahead
nothing
and-
better to do.
Go ahead and make a survival check with his... just a survival check just to see if you can find your way back to the Barrow.
17.
11, thank God.
6.
6!
Yeah, Denier, your cat-like instincts, plus your affinity for the all things magic, and not to mention just your sense of smell for other cats, kind of leads you in the direction, and you find yourself in that same clearing. Oddly enough, even though dusk is approaching, as you enter the area, it still has still looks bright as day.
Does it still feel as calm as it did?
Oh yeah,
when
you
first
feel
entered?
like tranquil entering this place. And as you walk up to the house, you see a familiar black cat just kind of sitting above on a branch. Oh, what's up?
What's up, dude?
Not much. You're back.
What? Yeah, we were coming back. We killed a bunch of zombies.
Whoa. What's a zombie?
Think of the dead that come back to life, and they're not supposed to be back alive.
Oh, shit. Those things?
Yeah. Yeah.
Shit.
Any around here?
Nah. You hear the door opens. What are you going on about, Dad? You're back. She looks kind of embarrassed. Just, oh my goodness. I'm sorry. It's not very often that I get, well, repeat visitors. She kind of giggles to herself as she tries to kind of straighten herself up. Would you like a tea? I could brew some, maybe.
Sure.
She says as she's
a good cat always.
Yeah, she's just kind of holding a fluffy white cat. Looks pretty old.
A good cat always knows a good house and always returns to
Oh,
it.
you're such a good baby. She kind of leads you in. As she turns around, you can see the cat. It's definitely old. It's kind of purring with its mouth open, the kind of I don't give a shit, I'm old cat. And it just very subconsciously hawks up very casually hawks up a hairball on her shoulder.
Oh, lovely.
That's fun.
As you enter, that gray cat from before starts kind of circling your legs, Wolfgang. She kind of goes about, sets down the white cat. Oh dear, where did I put... Oh, shoot. Would one of you mind grabbing a few more of these berries? Well, I was going to make some tea, but I only had enough set aside for, one. She kind of, cuts herself off and looks around awkwardly.
Which kind does she need? The same ones from before?
No, she's holding out, a different berry. It looks like a large blackberry.
I'll go do it.
Kind of nudge Wolfgang a little bit.
What?
And not for nothing. And it's been fine and all running with you here and stuff, but not that I care too much. If you want to ask about the whole gemstone thing, she might know. She's magical. And she lives in the woods, so who knows?
Good
Don't you ask?
thinking. Good thinking.
Oh, I have lots of good ideas, like selling it afterwards.
He's just looking at it
I think we'll hold off on that until after I find out what it is.
Yeah, exactly. But after that, sell it, man.
Pardon me, ma'am.
Yes? She leans up from, over the kettle where she's starting a little fire.
We come across something a little bit strange in our travels. I wasn't able to figure out exactly what it is, but...
Oh my, lots of strange things out there in the world. That's why I try to stay here in these woods, where it's safe and it's nice and it's warm and it's safe. She's kind of fiddling with her hands.
Yeah. Well, I was wondering if you might know what this is, and I pull out the shard of that gem.
All right. She looks at it around. It's very pretty, but it feels really cold. I don't like it. The cats are kind of backing away from it as well. There's an uncomfort in the air as it's kind of pulsing and glowing. And as Denier walks out of the room, it glows and pulses a little less.
Well, thank you anyway. Put it away.
Thank you. She goes back to lighting the fire. Denier, when you go outside, Daniel Peaches is just chilling out there. Yo.
Hey, man.
He walks with you.
How's it going?
It's all good. How long you been with those dudes?
Well, we left home, and then we walked here for a couple days, and then we walked down the road for a few days. We killed zombies, and we came back, so I'd say less than a week.
Huh. Cool.
What about you, man? How long have you been here?
Oh, I don't know. As long as I can remember, I guess.
I'm curious. She said that you drank a potion, and now you can talk.
Yep. Seems...
Just how strong is she?
it's obvious that she's got magical talent about her.
Yeah, she's great, man.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, you
On the way in.
you felt those scritches, right?
Oh, dude.
Bro.
She is the best at
Bro,
scritches.
I know, right?
Hell yeah, cat dude.
Yeah, man. Kind of like slaps his tail on the side of your leg.
And I'm talking while we're picking berries that we need.
Yeah, go ahead and make a survival check. You just saw the berry, but so it's not going to be a particularly high check. Yeah, Daniel Peaches once again helps you out. You know, man, she's looking for those. Like, kind of points it out.
Oh. Much appreciated, man.
Yeah, no problem.
This area is all kinds of dangerous. Like, on the way in, dude, we saw an ogre, like 10 feet tall, half being eaten by a tree.
Wow. That's cool.
It's not too far out. It's just beyond through the meadow where everything feels super calm and peaceful.
Yeah, I'll try to stay away from that tree, though. That doesn't sound like... Yeah.
I think she's right. Something's going on about the woods. And
This spot's safe. He says, kind of like leaping forward, just kind of like rolling around in a sunspot with like a small pile of leaves. Mm-hmm. Then kind of getting back up and shaking himself loose. Yeah.
And it's a good spot, man. That's why we came back. And Denier begins walking back in. Yeah. And once he gets back in, he's going to offer the berries to Maggie.
Yeah, she takes it kindly. Says, "Oh, thank you." Gives you a little scritch behind the ear. She seems a little distracted, but still feels good. Got like a 18 on her handle animal.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, no, it feels good. Like, it doesn't feel quite as good as last time, but maybe that's just nostalgia kicking in.
Nostalgia
Yeah,
novels are a real thing, everybody.
Yeah, she takes the berries, she kind of mashes them up in a pestle a little bit, scoops them into a bag and drops it in the kettle, throws some herbs in with it. Should be ready in a little bit. Wolfgang, Daniel Peaches is, like, are you just kind of sitting down or just kind of standing in a corner? Wolfgang?
Oh, she's just sort of standing in the corner. Sorry, cut out a little
Yeah,
bit.
Daniel Peach is, like, kind of curling around your legs. What's up?
Not a lot.
You smell good.
Like you.
All
That's all you had for me.
He's a chill cat, man. He speaks his mind. She presents the tea. She gives you each a glass. Looks like they haven't been used in ages, or if they have, they've been rotated. And you sip, and it's pretty good. It feels calming, soothing. You each get 3 temporary hit points from it.
Ooh. That's nice.
Miss Maggie, we came back because we made sure that the medicine was delivered.
Oh, from
That you gave the
that
boy.
small child. Yes. How did it work?
The medicine, along with my associate Wolfgang's expertise, she's back up. She's up and moving. And we had dinner with her just before we came here.
Wonderful. I'm so glad she's okay. She kind of smiles to herself as she's petting the same gray and white cat that was stopping the ritual before. That's a baby girl. Good little daffodil. Kind of playing with her paws.
If you've mentioned that the woods around here are dangerous.
Oh yes, if you go too far, they're quite spooky. Although, I guess I've never really noticed. I walk real far and I just feel fine. But people around here, they don't like coming in because they're so scared of everything.
Then maybe I have an idea. Just throwing it out there. That family that you helped, maybe, I know that you are very solitary. Perhaps maybe take a walk through the woods and visit them. They don't live too far nearby, and you never know. You might meet a new cat that needs a home.
She kind of smiles a little. Well, I do have my day-to-day around here, and it keeps me rather busy. I have to pick mushrooms in the morning, and then I go looking at herbs, and then I pet my babies, and then... Well, it just gets really full. But maybe, though.
Of course. I'm sure that young Toby would absolutely adore to see you again.
The boy with the dog, right.
Well, of course, you might want to leave some of your babies here. You know, we don't want to disturb them with the dog, of course.
Right, of course. How's the tea?
The tea is delicious. It's absolutely wonderful.
Oh, I'm so glad you like it. I don't get to treat people very often.
And that's one of the reasons why we came back. You know, I can sense that you're a good soul.
Oh,
which
she kind of like blushes a little, covers her face, and flaps her hand your way.
Which I can see why you have so many of my kind here.
The babies do enjoy my company, and I love theirs. They're my babies. They're safe with me, and I'm safe with them.
Is there, namely, we've talked about the woods, about the things that are in the woods and everything like that. What about you? I'm absolutely fascinated with you.
She kind of blushes a little. Well, there's really not much to tell. I've been here a while. You can see she's actually starting to get a little uncomfortable when she starts thinking about her past, and like a couple of her cats actually walk up to her and start brushing past her and sitting on her lap. Hi, babies. Hello.
If it's a bit of a sore subject, we can completely move on to something
What's
else.
a sore subject? She looks back to you almost as if that part of the conversation never happened.
Nothing at all. You know, just mind was running just 1,000,000 miles an hour.
You're enjoying the tea, right? She's
absolutely
good. She starts sipping as she pets one of the cats.
She's petting Daffodil, isn't she?
Yes. Daffodil is very snuggly.
Mm-hmm. I look at Asmo, then I look at Daffodil, and I give him a pointed look, almost as though to say, "Watch out for that one." The clearing, just outside. There's something about it. I can't describe it, but the entire area feels warm and it feels safe.
It does, doesn't it? It's wonderful.
Is it something that you did whenever you came here, or was it already here whenever you decided to settle here?
It's been here for as long as I can remember, I believe. She starts to get a little bit of that discomforted look on her face. I can't think of a time when it wasn't. It's just so nice and peaceful here.
I absolutely love it. It's so beautiful here.
It is, isn't it?
Indeed. I look towards Wolfgang, and then I look to Asmo to see if either of them have any questions that they're interested in asking her.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, not really.
Yeah, Asmo, you just kind of chugged your tea like, okay, let's get this shit over with.
Yeah.
Tasted good, but it's like, man, this is awkward.
It's weird. I'm fucking out.
As was like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna be hitting the old rusty trail.
And Wolfgang, you have all sorts of cat hair all over your beautiful white clothes.
Great.
Like every now and again you look down, there's just like a new one kind of walking up to you and circling you. Ozma, they seem to be avoiding you. It's probably because you, I don't know, you look scary to them.
I am a scary boy. Why are they so scared of me? Alrighty. So yeah, Asmo just kind of leaves.
Yeah. Denier stands up. He extends his hand to Maggie.
Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for the lovely conversation. She kind of like smiles as she continues petting the cat.
He smiles back. Miss Maggie, with your permission, in the future, when I become strong enough, I would like to send you messages, and I would like to send you letters. Will you permit this?
Of course. I'm sorry. I nobody's ever really asked before. She kind of like blushes, holds like one arm over the other, and starts like rocking back and forth in her chair. Of course, I like talking to people. Sometimes, some people, sometimes.
Especially people of, and he runs a hand underneath his face as to say, that people.
She kind of blushes, and kind of like nods her head.
He nods and smiles. Then we will leave you be for this evening, Miss Maggie. Thank you for your hospitality, and I hope you have a wonderful evening.
You too. Safe travels.
I'm sure it will be, ma'am. And Denier gives one final smile before he heads out.
Yeah, the door closes behind you, and again, as you leave the woods, you get that same safe, warm feeling as you leave the wood. Roll a perception check for me on your way out, actually.
14.
Okay.
16.
Okay.
Roll as well. 16 as well.
Osmo and Wolfgang, you enjoyed the tea, and you're feeling like pretty well, and with your, I believe all of you have dark vision, actually. But as you're walking around, you actually notice on the side of one of the trees is a door.
Just like as when dead stops. What the? He just kind of taps Wolfgang on the shoulder.
Yeah, Wolfgang sees it too.
What is that? What is that?
Yeah, and this is like further out. You're outside of the glade.
What is that?
If I had to hazard a guess, probably powerful druidic magic, maybe?
You make that assumption, but as you approach the door, if you approach the door, do you approach the door?
Angelic sight. I used
It's definitely magic. It is, boom, just glowing with magic.
What are you two looking at?
this door tree.
It's freaking there's
Door
a freaking
tree.
There's a door on the side of a tree over there.
Yeah. As
I'll
you
walk over.
approach it, you come around the side and you see hanging there a familiar sign.
Oh, no way.
I've got to be kidding.
I opened the door.
It's the wandering
Hello
goddamn.
and welcome to the Wandering Weasel. See, Lush, I told you we'd get company out here. Jesus Christ, dude.
I closed the door.
Yeah. Without going in.
Yeah, just like, why is it all the way out here? And here specifically.
That's weird. Wasn't it back in town where we were?
I think they're following us.
He did say it's a magic bar.
But why is it all the way out here?
Oh, maybe
We're
it's
the
a
only
random
ones out
location that
We're
opens
the-
up every different day.
I feel like it's awkward to open the door and then close it. They're clearly talking about us.
And no, but I think they're following us.
Well, if they were following us, then that's weird. Let's go ask why.
If they were following,
Fuck it, I could use a drink. You need to pay my tab anyway.
Yeah,
Open up
as,
the door.
as you open the door. I don't understand. But, welcome to the Wandering Weasel. He's looking over at Lush. Just basically,
Sorry.
did I come on too strong? And she's just kind of just sitting there, like, holding her head. Jesus Christ, dude. Like, God fucking damn it, dude. Shut up. It is, like,
Are there
way
people?
too late for this shit.
Are there people in the tavern?
It is absolutely empty. He's like, see, I told you we'd get customers.
Was there something in the tea we drank at her place? Because it is what?
I don't.
I don't think so.
Yeah, Lush just kind of sits down at the table, or sits down at the bar.
You realize your door is on a tree in the middle of nowhere, right?
Oh, yes, I heard that there were soldiers heading north, and I know how the boys like to drink when they can get away from the base. So I thought, we'll set up here for the night, and lo and behold, told you, Lush, we'd get customers. Wait a minute. You lot look familiar.
We were in here a few days ago.
Yeah, about a week back. So we were conscripted into that little go put out the army's fire moment.
Well, same batch of customers within a month. What are the odds? What are the odds? He says, kind of like glancing you over.
What are the odds?
Astronomical, if you ask me. Though, what can I do for you?
Insight check.
Go ahead.
20 modified.
Yeah, astronomical. Who knows? It's crazy. This guy's just smiling at you. He's got like, if you even think he's lying, God, it would be impossible to tell.
Okay.
I'll take a seat at the bar.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit down.
He just sat down.
I'm gonna take off my hat and just set it on the bar counter.
Oh, do you want us to take that for you, sir?
No,
One of the invisible servants kind of walks up, like offers to take it. They aren't wearing the same sort of dress as before. It seems to be something a little frillier.
Fine.
She offers to take your coat as well.
Yeah, why not?
She takes your coat and your hat and kind of like takes around to like a corner room. So what can I get you boys? Some food, some drink?
Go for some food.
What do you
Right.
have? Do you have any apps? What appies do you have?
Well, today we have a delicious pot pie made from local game.
Not bear, is it?
No. God, who would eat bear?
Not ogre, is it?
Ew. God, foul beasts. No.
We found one of those not too long ago, half eaten by a tree.
Crazy.
Yeah, you kind of plunkered yourself down into the middle of Spook Central. These woods are apparently very spooky.
You don't say. I haven't even noticed. I mean, there's a few wolves on the way in, but there's no problem. They just kind of left us be.
Did they order a drink?
Please, I don't accept wolf gold. I don't even think wolf carry gold. If they did, I might accept it.
Wow. I can't believe you just say that right to my face.
I'm sorry, sir. I don't believe we've been properly introduced. Or have we?
We have.
Wolfgang!
Yeah.
That's it. That's the name. Got it. First try.
Yeah. I've shaved a little bit since we met first time, but...
You do clean up well, lad. You do clean up well.
but
Still want, whiskey, was it?
Yep.
He kind of, like, waves out, one of the female, like, invisible female servers, sets a glass in front of you. He pulls up a bottle and just starts pouring. Duke! I do believe you still owe me about 5 silver for that last bottle.
You hear that, Denier?
Yes, I did. And I will give him the 5 silver, since I bought the first drinks for these folks. This round is not on my tab.
Yeah, one of the invisible servants in the corner just starts playing a piano. There we go. Now it's much more festive in here. What? Hey, say what, Lush? For real, just stop talking. I have a headache. She's just kind of leaning.
Is it because you drink too much?
Is it because you drink too much? That's you, and yes.
It's me.
I love this place.
I would like, what do you have on tap?
Well, we got here some fine local ales made from pumpkin. We got some old wheat ales, and we've got hard liquor.
I will be going for the pumpkin. That sounds good.
Coming right up. He starts pouring pouring a mug of the pumpkin ale. Gives you a nice amount of head to it and just kind of sets it and slides it down in front of you.
Just so you know, Asmo picks it up and starts doing the whole... Like, just lick, 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 lick. Rather than drinking, he's just, like, darting his tongue in and out of it very quickly.
Fascinating. I've never really seen your kind drink like that. He's just kind of, like, looking at you, kind of gawk-mouthed. Anything for you, young Master Denier?
Hey, got it in one, Tom.
Ah, in one.
Some honey meat if you still have it.
I do believe we might still have one cask left. I'll have the girls check the back. Ladies! One kind of steps around, just heads to the back room. So what brings you to this part of town? Or the world, or the wood, wherever we are.
Well, we've, recently dealt with a undead problem.
Oh, ghastly creatures they are. Terrible tippers.
What would you know of the undead, Tom?
Met a few in my day. I travel all over the world.
Really?
Yeah.
Exceptionally rare.
Oh, in these parts, maybe. Kind of says, giving you kind of like a knowing look. Not further north in the Night Kingdom. Well, you're hard to find a mage that doesn't want to bring one in with it.
Quite.
Another glass for you, lad.
You talking to me?
Yes, either of you. He kind of points at like the quarter-empty whiskey glass and the half-empty ale glass as the server brings you out a small cask of honey mead.
Hey!
There she is.
Here's $1 million question for you.
What was his name again, by the way? His name is Tommen. Right?
Tommen. Yeah, Tommen.
What was your name again? Tommen?
Tommen. Yes, Tommen Ipombus, though most just call me Tom.
Have you ever heard? I want to see if he knows this. Because when we were up there, we fought a little boy necromancer. His eye was like just bright purple.
Fascinating.
Talked about his god.
Please do go on. I do love a tale.
Apparently the god he served is called the Bleeding God.
Wow, that cut off.
That was on purpose. The Bleeding God, you say?
Yeah.
Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. And this boy, you ran into him, yeah?
Well, he kind of ran into Wolfgang, and then Wolfgang ran him over.
His eyes widen a little bit more at that. Absolutely fascinating.
What did he tell you? There, Wolfgang.
He's licking his face. Cut that out.
I don't suppose you have a cherry in your mouth, huh?
I'm raring my drink.
Somebody want cherries? I have a bushel of them. But that boy with the glowing eye, you said he was looking for a bleeding god.
Yeah. Apparently Denier knows about it too. Some sort of paper white tree that has bleeding wounds on it. And also we found
his eyes seem a little contemplative.
We found this lodged in his skull shortly after it exploded.
I assume you hold out the shard.
Yeah, I've got it clenched between my gloved hands.
My God. He kind of takes it like, do you mind?
I hold it out for him to look at it, but I'm very wary of him right now.
All right, he holds his hands back as in like, okay. He just kind of like looks at it. And this stone, what exactly did it do for the boy?
Apparently it gave him these powers. If I had to hazard a guess, it was gave him some sort of link to this bleeding god and giving him his powers and allowing him to communicate with it on some level. Apparently the bleeding god didn't like how it was doing. The boy got a bit in over his head.
It has been some time since I've seen... Well, I guess not that long. That boy has some in his pocket. He points over to you, Denier. So long since I've seen it with my own eye. Huh.
What do you know of it?
Not a whole lot, I'm afraid, but I do know that whatever it means for you boys to have it, I ain't got no glory to offer you that isn't about to come to you itself, it seems.
What?
Just drinking the drink.
Another one for you, sir.
Oh, do I want to go for 2? Yeah, I'll go for 2.
Yeah, he's kind of like motion like, of course you do, come on.
Yeah, let's go for 2.
All right. Wise choice, sir, wise choice. What else are we doing tonight?
No,
He pours you a glass.
Well, first of all, apparently, according to what I've heard, that gemstone there is worth so much money to the right
yes.
nobles.
To the right people is worth quite a bit, and to the wrong people, I suppose. He kind of mutters to himself. You meet so many on the roads.
That's why I'm hanging on to it, is until I know what it is exactly.
Well, sir, the fact that you have ended up in the company of not one piece, but two pieces of that particular stone. Fascinating. He just kind of smiles.
You seem to know quite a bit about it.
I know quite a bit about quite a lot. He smiles. Stories are one of my favorite things to trade in.
Really?
Oh, yes. He looks back at you, just kind of smiling. You boys
Have you
seemed
ever-
in a bit of a hurry last time, but...
Have you ever heard of the Watcher Stone?
The Watcher Stone.
It's a story from a long time ago. If you're interested, I can tell it to you.
Well, let's see if it crosses over with any I might know. Maybe I'm just not familiar with the title.
Well, to know the legend of the Watcher Stone, one has to go back to a long time ago. Far to the south, a town had been besieged by fever. It had fallen upon its people. Medicine had quickly run out, and the villagers were unable to get more. You see, the woods surrounding the village was home to a monster. They set out to slay the beast. Many perished that day. Few returned. The only ones that returned were the sick and those gravely wounded. Survivors all told similar stories. The monster made its way through the strongest warriors, gnawing, biting, hacking, slashing, and cornered the remaining survivors, ready to make short work of them. But just as fast as it began, it stopped. Most spoke of shaking on the ground as it approached. It sniffed, and then growled low. Just when it seemed that their time was about to end, nothing came. Nobody knows why they were spared, but one villager had an idea. She set her way to the local healer, and she spoke, "Quickly, make way. Quickly, I must leave here," she said. "But in 1 day's time, send your fastest horse off to get the medicine you need." "But where will you go?" The healer spoke. The woman spoke again. "I will take my father's cloak. I will take my husband's blade. And I'm going to slay a monster." So she set out alone into the woods, and not long after, she found a place. A dark place. A place where the air was still and the forest was silent. No birds, nor rustling of leaves. Just the quiet breath of a monster in wait. She stood upon a rock, and she called out to the monster, "I've come to end you, demon!" And from within the void came a beast. "I don't fear your armies, much less one blade. Tell me, creature, how would you end me?" With her blade, she cut upon her hand and allowed her poisoned blood, filled with fever, and she showed it to the beast. She said, "You may not fear a blade, but you do fear the fever in my veins." Crippled by fear of the sickness, the monster moved in from his hole and fled into it, unable to move for fear. "Either by starvation or fever," she said, a confident look in her eyes. "Your time ends here. You shall not pass as long as I stand watch." And so she did. Long enough for the medicine to find its way back to the village. Long enough for those that were sick to be healed. And even longer after the monster died, she continued watch. Even after her own death, she remained vigilant. Past sun, past rise, and the fall of great trees and rivers, and longer still, past the turning of flesh to stone, even to this day, she's said to still stand watch, for should the monster return.
Bravo, my boy! You are quite the tale teller. I don't believe I've heard that one, no. Your drink is on me.
Hey, I heard of it from a traveling bard by the name of Ryan Lang. He was actually pretty talented.
Well, apparently so, this Ryan Lang. Well, I suppose one good turn deserves another. But, I can see that whatever tale I might tell you would pale in comparison to what I believe will come next for the lot of you.
That's really ominous.
That is
I would agree.
pretty ominous.
What do you know that we don't?
Quite a bit, and quite a bit that I don't. He claps his hands.
I say in Celestial. Who are you really?
His eyes perk up, and he speaks back to you in a very similar tone. Hold on, man, I forget how to do whispers, but I'll message you on Discord.
Okay.
The rest of you hear a kind of a sound.
How strong is this drink? I'm worried it's too strong, and I'm immune to poison, so I gotta drink a lot.
I could pour you another glass for that story. He offers pretty much everybody around for free.
Stop that.
No. So you see this tongue darting around the drink glass.
Yeah.
Thanks.
He just kind of smiles at you, even though the answer is pretty unsatisfactory to your ears.
Yeah, I would know that not a lot of people know Celestial, right?
You'd know that. Like, very, very few would probably know that language. Basically, you almost thought, like, for the longest while that it was just a secret code between your family. I mean, even Jamat can speak it, but only because he's been around your family for so long. And even then, he still slurs quite a few words.
You're not being truthful with me. That's fine. I'll find out eventually.
I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will, lad. He smiles.
Until then, keep supplying me with liquor and we'll be just fine.
You got it. He gives you a wink, and he just pours you another one as the music ends. Yeah, you guys get a bunch of information, you get liquored up, and eventually you stumble out into the night and head back to camp. Your march takes you back down. Same few days, nothing really eventful on the rest of this walk, as you finally make it back to town. Amber Glade. There are many people there to greet you, some cheering on. And, yeah, Jamat's there, holding your infant son, Wolfgang, smiling. They'd sent ahead a scout, apparently, on a horse, just to let them know, yeah, no, people are coming. And there's a bit of a festival, and, like they throw, like, a nice feast that night. Everybody's having a good time, because, yeah, we just saved this town. It's amazing. Everybody is having a great time. There's lots of merriment being had. Some people have broken out some of their best casks of wine. There's music being played. Families are being reunited. There's a lot of tears and joy and cheers.
Damn.
I'm gonna stick around the fair with Elliot and Jamat.
Yeah.
Oh. So like,
Jamat hands the infant child to you. The baby kind of coos at you, kind of paws at your hat.
Asmo slithers on up.
Well. Mr. Wolfgang is a family man.
Snack.
That's right. He is a snake. Very good boy.
He's kind of pointing his arm and bouncing it at you, Osmo.
Oh, me! I just go like, oh, me? A snake? Where? I turn my head around.
As you open your mouth to talk, he points at your teeth. Sharps.
Yeah.
You've been teaching him some words, haven't you, Jamat?
Well, I've been doing my best, Master Wolfgang. How was your journey? He offers you a mug of ale for your other hand.
Wolfgang takes a sip and just pauses for a moment. Enlightening.
You don't say.
Yeah.
You do seem to be a different person upon returning, I will say.
It's, I'll tell you about it when we get back to the house.
You got a bit of that old glow about you. He kind of nudges your knee.
Ugh, hope not literal.
He smirks. Can I get anything for your friends, Master Wolfgang? He points to Osmo and Denier, who are just kind of standing there.
Ooh. You know,
You want anything?
I have a thing now for beer. It's really, I like it. I don't usually drink the harder stuff, but beer. It's so many different kinds of awful.
Mug of ale, absolutely, sir. Your name, by the way? I'm Jamat. Jamat
Jamat.
Atson.
Ah, yes. I put my feet together. I do like little, like, kind of like I guess like it's kind of like a bow, but I stretch my hands out like Randy Orton pose as I bow down.
Asmo. You may call me.
He kind of like glances up to you, Wolfgang, like bit of a braggart. This one.
Just give him a
Very
nod.
nice to meet you. Very nice to meet you, Master Osmo.
I smile with the golden teeth.
Thank you so much. And that ale sounds good. Oh my god, fireworks!
Yeah, people are firing. Like, actually, Old Man Lex, who's like sitting off in the back, is just doing some prestidigitation, trying to like fire off some pretty lights in the sky, setting off some gunpowder.
Ooh, I take my beer and I wander off towards that.
Anything for you, Master? Kind of like points to you, Denier.
I extend my hand to shake his. Denier Highwind.
Oh, it's
and no, I'm good.
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Denier Highwind.
Indeed.
I hope you took good care of the master while you were up there.
We looked after each other well enough.
I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah, this one's pretty good with slinging spells himself.
You don't say.
Rather impressive, actually.
Well, I ain't never been much for the spell slinging, but I know a thing or two about tinkering. He just kind of gives you a little nod as he goes off to. He smiles as he goes off. Now, if you'll excuse me, Master, I've been looking after Master Elliot for some time. I'd like to get a beer.
Go have some fun. You deserve it.
Thank you, sir. As he wanders off, he has a little spring in his step, clicks two of his heels together as he wanders off.
I just imagine that double click and just the whole like, I'm gonna find some ladies.
Going to get
I like
me
him
a
already.
woman.
Osmo, as you wander off to go find the fireworks, you run into Garrick, who's just being swarmed by people. So there we were, in the woods. These two bears hounding this child, and he looks over to you.
And I look at Garrick for a moment and I go, and all of a sudden, in the middle of combat, his giant blade swings down and kills one of them.
He gives kind of like, the crowd just looks at you. Yeah, cheers. Although I will be honest, this one over here, he softened it up quite a bit for me.
A poke or two or three or five.
He kind of gives you a smile as you wander through. Everybody else like, so what happened at the fort? What happened? And he just like, well, when we got there, he just starts like going into that story. As the night progresses, everybody seems to be having a good time. You eventually go back to your places of living. Osmo, you actually were offered a place to stay at the local tavern, which, you know, you're getting some respect around here because you don't really have a house. You were just traveling through town trying to make a buck or two. But this guy, like, you know, after some encouragement from Garrick, offers you a place to stay at the local tavern. He lets you stay in his loft near his pantry, which is it's essentially serves as the local inn.
Loft, what we're looking at for square footage?
I'm
joking.
You know, maybe
I'm
maybe about 10, 15 square feet. It's nice. You climb a ladder and you've got a bed there. Wolfgang, you settle down with your son. You kind of go back to a normal day-to-day. You visit the grave of your wife every morning, as is your tradition. It had been a while, so it feels different now for some reason. Something feels stirred in you, and you're not entirely sure why. And Denier, you go back to your studies, and actually, to your surprise, Old Man Lex actually purchased another book for the library from a local trader. He gifts it to you as a return.
That is absolutely phenomenal.
Well, I
Look at
figured
you.
it'd be good to, you know, invest in the old place. I feel like, you know, of the two people that come around looking for books every now and again, it might be good to, I don't know, have one or two more. So, have at it, boy. It's an old leather-bound tome.
I take the book. Boy, do I have some stories to tell you.
I bet you do, lad. I bet you do, he says as he sparks up a pipe. Proceed. And as we fade out of the library, Daenerys' voice echoing the tales of adventure they had come to witness, we will see what comes of all of this next time on The Ties That Bind. Well, that's all for this week, but worry not, my friends, because there is more to come, and you can catch the show live Mondays at 5 p.m. U.S. Central Time over on twitch.tv/LannyPator or the following day on youtube.com/LannyPator. That's LANIPATOR. And of course, you can always subscribe to the podcast feed 100% free of charge. Thanks for rolling with me, and I'll see you next time.